All right, guys, it's that time again. Welcome to the onboard gaming live stream for the Warmaster Challenge. Introducing ourselves, my name is Steven. I'm with Xenos Petting Zoo, the competitive Warhammer team, and I got my main partner here, the man, the myth, the legend, Eric, owner and operator of Onboard Gaming's, our local store.
Hello, everyone. It is great to be here tonight.
Alrighty, and we're getting ready to kick off another episode of the Warmaster Challenge. Now, for those of you guys that don't know what the Warmaster Challenge is, it's our homebrew tournament, but it's an ongoing winner stays on format tournament. And what each person is trying to achieve is going 3 matches undefeated, back to back to back to achieve the title of Warmaster. Now, there's some pretty fun, cool parameters within that. We've kind of created a pretty uphill battle to climb. So some of the things are, once you win your first game, your opponent actually gets to dictate your mission, the mission you guys are going to play on. So the home field advantage actually goes to the opponent. The other thing is they know what faction you'll be playing, so they kind of have the capability to build a list to be advantageous against the current reigning champion. Now, both lists are created without the knowledge of the other person's list, and then they both submit them. So there is a little bit of gamesmanship there and knowing what's going on. The main thing is they all have to stick with the same major faction as they did throughout the whole tournament. So say I brought Death Guard and a little bit of Chaos Space Marines, then I can pick some Thousand Suns, but it's got to be mainly Death Guard moving forward. It creates some interesting things. It creates some fun battles, and almost every single game we've had on here has been highly competitive and very close, and some of them just swing back and forth, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, and we've been running this since February of this year, and I think some of the matches here that we've had have just been great. And because it's such an uphill battle for a person to win 3 in a row, because everyone's seen your play style, they know the faction you're bringing, you can switch your list up a bit, but not drastically. You can't just bring in entirely different stuff. So I mean, if you get in there and you can actually win 3 in a row, I mean, that's really showing that you are the Warmaster.
Yeah, it's actually been a very difficult thing to do. We've only had 2 people do it, and we've been doing this now. We've had upwards of 10 to 12 matches, so it's been insane. It's been cool, and it's been a good thing. It's been really fueling the competitive environment. Once again, all of these games take place at Onboard Gaming. That is our local, friendly, reliable, amazing hobby shop. That's where we get all of our stuff. There's a lot of cool things going on, and the best thing about OBG is they really cater to our community, and they really make sure that the players' voices are heard, and everything is based on that. So it's been awesome. That's been good. Also, shout out to my chat. I hope you guys are with me. We got a few guys on there, and I know they're going to grow as it goes forward. So we love the input. It's highly encouraged for you guys to give your input, give your thoughts, ask your questions, because that helps drive this stream.
Yeah, so we are so receptive to feedback here. We really want to make this something that everyone enjoys and wants to participate in. So if you have any questions or commentary, just contact me or Steven, and we love it.
Boom. Oh, yeah. Okay, so without any more ado, without delay, we're going to progress here into our match for today. We got a brand new round of the Warmaster Challenge. Once again, shout out and congratulations to Daniel Redahace, the last
brand new Warmaster.
Second Warmaster.
Yeah.
He gets his name on the big chaotic chain axe that is hung in store. So we're kicking off a new round. We got 2 fresh combatants today, and it's going to be a brand new run at the tournament to see who can see if they can make their way to the top. So for those of you guys who don't know, we have Ryan Averill, and he's going to be facing off as his Astra Militarum against a hungry, savvy Eldar player playing as Harlequins and Aeldari mix in Daniel Double Z Velazqez. So we have an interesting match. We actually got Ryan here with us. Ryan Averill's a great guy. He's part of Xenos Petting Zoo. He's a great guy in the community. Everybody likes playing with him. I don't think anybody's ever played a game against Ryan Averill and been like, man, that was terrible. I want my 3 hours back. So we got him here. So welcome, Ryan.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
So Ryan's bringing his Astra Militarum. He's been having a lot of success with them and loving it as the meta has been changing up. Let's talk about your list, Ryan. Why don't you walk us through it real quick? You don't have to go super in depth because we got your list up on screen. But tell us like the main mechanics, the main includes, and kind of what's your method here.
Yeah, so I mean, it starts with the regular guard detachment, right? The Scions are kind of just there to fill a couple holes. So it's kind of kicking back to that like old school guard gun line.
Love it.
But really just trying to use the infantry to play the primaries now and even a lot of the secondaries. A lot of OBSEC. A lot of little tiny infantry squads jumping in from the side with a little bit of plasma. So kind of trying to make some hard choices for the opponent. Like, do I ignore that guy or do I have to deal with him? So
A little bit of plasma?
well, for guard, it's a little bit of plasma.
So yeah, let's walk through it. So you got your guard staples. We're looking at your main detachment. You've got your tank commander on there with the Demolisher siege cannon. We love that. You're moving down.
Got 3 tank commanders.
yeah, so I think you got to run. They're the best unit. One of the best units the guard have. So you got to go triple tank commander with the Demolishers. I put a laser cannon on there because I was running the heavy bolter. Wasn't getting anything out of it. And then you got the 60 guardsmen, which I think you got to have, right?
Love it.
With
Yep.
move. They're
Yeah.
just, it's your only mobility. It's kind of all you got.
Right.
So then just a couple little elite choices to kind of help me out with just random plasma guys.
Couple special weapon squad. Love it.
Yep. And then the 2 Manticores with full payload,
The
which is
full payload.
kind of like
Manticore.
you got to have it. You can't run right now with the meta. You just guard are in a tough spot. I think they have I think they have tools, but they're an old codex.
Yeah,
so.
and for those of you guys that are unfamiliar with the full payload Manticores, so Manticores came out in 8th edition when the game was still 6 turns. And the thing is, they have 4 of those Death Strike missiles, and they could only be fired one. Each missile can only fire 1 time per battle, so you got 4 shots over 6 turns. Now, they shortened the game to 5 turns, which meant there was a 50% increase in volume there, and only 1 turn you're not affected.
Right.
So those things, their stock went up huge, and then with full payload, they make them flat damage 3, since everything's getting wounds like an Oprah episode. It's amazing. So you can just start smacking stuff. So those things are really points efficient, really valuable, and they do a lot of work. You just cannot take that firepower.
Yeah, the full payload's really value add there. I mean, I think that's really pushes them over the edge of being very usable.
And then they have the tank doctrines orders as well. So that's good. And then you're bringing the detachment with Commissar Yarrick and the Tempestus Scions, which is a little bit of a abstract pick. So what's your thoughts on that? What's Yarrick doing for you? What are the Scions doing for you?
Yeah, Yarrick is basically like a more expensive Harker if I'm not going Catechin, because I need the extra distance on the Demolisher cannons with spotter details, so I can't go Catechin. So kind of like Catechin Light, I got to pay a little bit more for that reroll 1 aura, which Yarrick gives you, and because it's an 8th edition codex, he gives it to everybody. So there's some benefits to being
go.
old.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
And he's like cheeky in close combat. He could take out 1 or 2 things.
He's fluffy. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just cool.
Yeah, so I mean, he stopped a Hive Tyrant in a game once, just for 1 turn. But, and then you get that kind of the Lambden Lions is kind of the most, at least what I see the most in Scions, just because of the Relic and the Warlord trait. You get that free reroll 1 aura, which is great for all the plasma.
Okay. So just plasma shock troops, you're dropping them and trying to dump some shots.
And then if you have that aura, that lets you free up your orders to do all kinds of other things, like reroll wounds and whatever.
Got it. So you have the aura, so you can reroll your overheats, and then you can do your other. Okay, I love it. That makes sense, and it's pretty points effective.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, Scions it's tough. I think Psychic Awakening helped them a lot. Some of the strats are pretty good. And guard are desperate for anything that can move or deep strike fast or just give them any kind of mobility, I think.
Right, yeah. Okay, I love it, man. I love it. So we got the list. We know kind of what you're doing. You're trying to shoot them off the table and then play the primary and force them to have to shoot at either a bunch of things that are not killing them or point their guns at the stuff that's killing them and lose the primary. I love it. It sounds like an awesome method for guard. So Ryan, with your list, let's talk about what you're expecting from your opponent. What are you thinking that your opponent's going to pick? And then let's talk about how your secondaries align with that. So what do you think you're going to be seeing from Daniel and his list? What's your interpretation? And then what secondaries do you pick to kind of facilitate that?
Yeah, so the secondaries, I'm just trying to rely on my OBSEC. I think Stranglehold and Direct Assault, just that overlaps, right? So I'm going to be going after the middle. There's 5 objectives. If I can take the middle and hold my 2 and just sacrifice a guard squad every turn, that's 10 OBSEC bodies. I steal it from him. I don't care if he takes it back.
Right, yeah.
Then I get those 2. And then Rod is just, I got the disposable Scion squads. They can drop in, do it.
Perfect, yeah.
So that should be okay.
Yeah.
As far as his army, it's got a lot of good stuff, man. I mean, it's super durable with the invulns, and the -1 to hit is so challenging for guard. So I've just got to hope to win. Yeah. So and guard don't really have great reroll mechanics. I got the reroll ones, which is good. I think the Manticores are going to struggle in this game to be effective. If they are, I think I'll have a really good chance of winning.
Right, yeah, and then just, because the Shadow's here with that -1, yeah. Cool, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. So I like the secondary picks. They make sense. You're just trying to control the board. I like that you're not necessarily picking killy ones because guard can kill, but it's better when they're just trying to play the board, and I like it.
I think guard are a little bit in a weird position against Harlequins. I think if you're going up against a more foot Harlequin-oriented army, those last guns aren't too bad. I mean, they're tough.
Exactly,
The Harlequins are tough 3. They don't have regular armor save. You're just hitting that 4-up invul.
Oh, yeah.
You don't lose any efficiency because you don't have any AP. So it's not the worst thing if you can get up there and rapid fire.
That's really true, actually.
But he's not running a lot of foot.
No, it's all transports and bikes and everything. Yeah.
So that's going to make it harder. However, I think we discussed this a little bit before the game with the full payload Manticore is doing 3 flat damage. It's going to take 2 hits to drop a boat. It's going to take 1 to kill a bike.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of efficiency there if you can actually land the hits.
Yes.
So I mean,
you've got the redundancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, maybe I can run the guard out there and just be annoying enough that he decides to shoot at him once or twice, and that'll be a win. I think if he shoots at the infantry.
Right.
I like it. The other strong thing to think about too is that the with the -1, that's where your tank commanders really shine because they're not as hindered. Yeah. Cool. Well, I love the plan. I love the army. Good luck to you out there, Ryan, and glad to have you on board, man.
Great, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, interesting, Eric. I think that I like the list, man. I like the guard list. I think that there's a lot of play there. I think that with guard, a big thing that people, that's the main thing is just your target priority. That's it.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. All right, and here comes our other challenger here, Daniel. Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
So we are bringing Daniel Double Z Velazqez in here. He's one of our buddies from playing around here. He's from the Inland Empire, and he's drove down here to compete in the Warmaster Challenge to see if he has what it takes. He might. He very well might.
Possibly. Probably not. Possibly.
All right. Well, welcome, Dan, man. So let's talk about your list. So let's talk about what are you bringing today? You're a very experienced Aeldari player. You've been playing Aeldari for a long time. You have a huge collection of them. So we know there's some tricks up your sleeve, some wily veteran stuff going on. Talk us through what you're bringing and why you think you're bringing it, and what success and role you think it's going to play.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say veteran. That's giving me a little too much credit on that side. But on the Harlequin side, it's pretty standard, and I can't really say that I am the creator of the list. I definitely had a lot of input from Kyle. Kyle kind of created the list, and that's kind of what he's been running lately. I kind of put my own spin on it. I even consulted him a little bit on it. But on the Harlequin side, we got the standard... we got the standard Troop Master. He has the Darkness Bites with the... trait that gives him the mortal wounds after he's done fighting. We got the standard 3 troops with 5 fusion pistols. One of them has no fusion pistol, so that whenever transport blows up, it's kind of like one of those throwaway models, just in case you don't
save some points.
Yeah, save some points off of that. Then the 2 squads of 4 of the Skyweavers. They're there to kill tanks, and in this matchup, it's probably going to be really solid. Ultimately, I don't think I'm going to continue to run 2x4, but it really just depends. Then we're going to go into the other character, which would be the Jester, probably one of the bread and butter of the list. The dude has the Curtain Fall. Strength 7, -2 AP. I can choose to do 3 hits or 1 hit, depending.
Humbly cruelty?
Yeah. No. This one's running the
Curtain Fall.
Curtain Fall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then that's it for the Harlequin side. Moving on to the Craft Worlds, we got the Farseer, the Warlock. It's just a nice toolbox kit. If I need to run the secondary where I get to use a psychic power to interrogate enemy, psychic interrogation, I believe it's called. I can run it that way. If I need to go up, it's kind of a flex unit. If I need to cast my executioner and smite into something that needs to die, which in this case against guard, it's going to be the tanks for the most part. I gotta get rid of them. Troop wise, I'm not running any troops in the Eldar side. I am running a unit of the 5 Shining Spears. Usually they're engaged on a front unit. Not too bad. If I can get them into combat with something that I can kill, then it's worth it. But for the most part, they're just kind of there to score me what I need to score secondary-wise. Same thing with Warp Spiders. They give me the flexibility to go with Rod. If I need to go Rod, then they're great for scoring that. I put them in Deep Strike. That's 2 corners.
Flicker jump. And
flicker jump. I have the Web of Deceit, which lets him teleport once per game. So that's two board sides with Rod easily.
Right.
My favorite spicy side of the list is the Hornets. 90 points, 8 wounds. They're always -1 to hit, 4 shots each. Toughness 6, I believe it is, if I remember correctly. They're just a solid unit for 90 points. They're 18-inch movement. They score my engage on all fronts fairly often.
What is that? Is a Hornet like a transport? I mean, I haven't seen that.
It's a
actually.
fast attack, so
Yeah.
it's a.
Is it a vehicle?
Yeah, it's a vehicle.
Is it a transport or is it just a vehicle?
No, just straight vehicle.
Just a
Yeah,
gunship?
lightning
It's
assault.
a Forge World.
Cool.
Yeah, forge roll, lightning assault,
Alright.
-1 to hit.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Up his sleeve, some little, you know.
Yeah, those I figured they're forge rolled models. I have them. Why not use them? Let's go. They're like I said, 90 points for 8 wounds. It's and -1
Yeah,
to
it
hit,
seems
3
all
up
right.
saves.
That's-
Yeah,
that's
they're not
pretty
bad.
fun. And I mean, in this matchup, that's pretty decent.
Yeah,
Right.
and to be honest, if they shoot the Hornets, I'm 100% okay with that. They're
Yeah.
90 points. They feel like a lot of time people feel like they're big threats. They're not as big as the crucial things in the army.
Right.
So if they're shooting the Hornets, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, waste your time killing those things. My other units are going to go ahead and handle what needs to be handled.
Yeah, I love it. That makes a lot of sense. It's
Yeah.
cool.
And they've got pulse lasers, right?
Yeah. So strength 7 -2, 2 damage each.
We're gonna be getting a lot of input from Eric over here. He's the Aeldari expert.
Yeah.
A few things.
Yeah, and then 2 units of 2 support weapons.
Gotta have 'em.
Yeah, especially against guard right now, those things are just going to eat through a lot of the infantry. That's probably what I'm primarily
Right.
focused with them.
Indirect is great there.
Yep. And outside of that, I don't think I'm missing anything.
No, you got it all. I think
yeah.
I'm just- I'm
They've
just
got
fine.
everything there.
I love it. So it makes sense. I like the list. It seems like you know what you're doing. You're kind of moving. You're playing the mobility game. Instead of just any sort. I mean, it's Aeldari, so that's what you want to be doing, zipping around, taking, exploiting weaknesses in your opponent's army. So with the list and how it's playing out, with the mission going on, Daniel, what secondaries did we pick, and how do you think your list and these secondaries are going to lead you to victory?
So the first one I picked, and it was probably the tougher one to pick, was the mission objective.
Direct assault.
Direct assault. It's a little tough, and it's going to be interesting because I want to hold the middle, but at the same time, I don't think I can for very long. I'm probably going to get maybe 6 to 9 points, and at that point, I'm okay with it. He's gonna have to take control of the middle, or it's gonna be an easy 15 points for me. So I'm gonna toss up whatever I need. Probably one of my transports up there. He kills it. I get some OPSEC on there. He's gonna have to deal with it. I'll probably have my troop master in the middle. So if he does bring in OPSEC bodies, he's just gonna blender them out.
Yeah. And you're forcing him to
Right.
have to be out there. You're kind of trying to dictate where you're fighting.
Right.
I like
So
it.
I want him to come to the middle. I'm gonna if I get first turn, then it's gonna be really easy. If he gets first turn, it's gonna be a little tough because once he gets the bodies on there, it's gonna be a little tough for me to eat through everything. The other one I pick, engage on all fronts, pretty self-explanatory.
That's an Eldar
yeah,
one. Yep,
Eldar
right.
one's just we're all over the place. The last one I got was assassination. He's running a lot of characters.
Guard.
And my jester
Lots
can
of
snipe
squishy
them.
guys. Yep.
Yeah, so load up the Jester on one of the transports and just kind of have a field day killing all these little T3 guardsmen, platoon squad leaders.
Right on. Well, that makes sense. I mean, I think that's pretty standard. I
Yeah.
think those are all sensible picks. Makes sense. I'm excited to see it. Daniel, man, Double Z. Glad to have you here.
Thanks to have me.
Right
Yeah,
on.
absolutely.
All right, so let's see you battle. We'll see you out there.
All right,
right, good luck.
Let's see
All
how
right,
it
good
goes, man.
Interesting, man. I think I like it. I think they're both spot on in the secondaries. A lot of times I think that we have matchups where I think that they're kind of one player tends to pick a better lineup of secondaries, in my opinion, than the other one. In this one particularly, I think that these guys are both right on the money with their secondary picks.
Yeah, no, I think they're good for both. It's really going to be an interesting match here where Daniel's trying to get Ryan into the middle. I think Ryan needs to get in the middle anyways.
Picking
for Stranglehold, so
choosing me to pick sides. I think it's pick
pick. A lot of his game plan is already based on being in the middle, so it does kind of facilitate that, which is kind of interesting because I think there's a good potential to one or both of them being able to block the other one out.
Yeah.
And someone's going to dominate the center more than the other guy, and that's the guy who's going to really run away with direct assault. I think that Stranglehold is a very good pick for guard because there's not a ton of OPSEC in Double Z's army. So I think that being said, I think that's sensible. I mean, that's almost 3 points. Run these out there and tag them.
yeah. Now you mentioned the OPSEC thing. I think that could potentially be a pivotal role in this because he's got very small, very squishy, tough 3 guys in transports. It doesn't take a ton to crack those transports.
Yeah, I think we can get through.
And Ryan has plenty of firepower that can do it. If he can crack those transports, kill those infantry, there's nothing really that Daniel can do to stop him from just moving guys onto points every turn, even zeroing out his primary potentially, and making it really difficult to get points back. However, as we've already kind of talked about, those transports they got a 4-up invul, they're -1 to hit. If he launches off all the full payload manticores and they whiff, if the tanks don't do enough damage, if he doesn't get in range to fire off the demolisher cannon, which are very short range, he could have a really hard time recovering from that as well.
Yeah, I think that's right, and I think that, like we said before, target priority is going to be epically key here. For Ryan, he needs to be making sure that he's selecting the right target priority every shooting phase, because none of that can go to waste, especially with a lot of -1 like that. Same thing with, but the same thing with Daniel. If Daniel leans too heavy into trying to take out the big guns, there's a ton of OPSEC on the board, or vice versa. If you try to just start taking all this chaff, you're going to be weathering all of that firepower. So there's a good brinkmanship there. A little interesting. I'm curious to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Daniel handles the weapon platforms. If I recall correctly, they can fire outside of line of sight, so you're going to want to put him behind some ruins or line of sight blocking terrain to line him up to nuke the infantry as they come in and try and cap points. But the Harlequin part of this army is so fast, so maneuverable. He's going to want to get that, also short range. He wants to get that stuff up. He wants to be able to do damage. He's going to leave those back lines open for 5 units of Scions to drop in and start launching overcharged plasma.
Yeah, and with Harlequins, they're so elite. There's you don't have that huge board presence. You can get anywhere, and you can almost make it feel that way because you're so fast and you can get to where you're at, and you're really durable. But there are going to be pockets where the Scions can drop in, and make stuff happen and just control the board. It's going to be interesting. So we got our first drops going down here. It's looking like we got some guardsmen going down.
Then we're going to do support weapons right here.
You said they deploy together and then they're all their own?
Yeah, they deploy together and then they do
their own thing.
They do their own thing.
I'm going to drop the 3 mortar teams right here.
So we got the mortar teams going down. Those guys are going to play. I think they're going to play a huge role because just free bolter shots is going to almost get a lot of mileage against those Harlequin invulnerable saves.
Yeah, and it looks like he's putting him in a spot where he can potentially shoot onto those weapon platforms, which, they're okay, but they're not particularly resilient. Nothing in the Aeldari line's that great at taking hits.
Right. Yeah, and I agree. I think that those will be a key piece here. I like that.
Yeah,
I love mortar teams. I think they're so good.
They used to be really good. A little less good now in 9th edition, but not too bad. A little bit of points bump, maybe slightly less efficient. But out of all the heavy weapon options for guard, I think they're probably still the best.
And they're so cheap. That's the thing I love about them. Yeah, a mortar costs like 8 points to upgrade the heavy weapon squad per one.
I think the bases are, I want to say,
it's like
12 points each or something.
Yeah, I think and then it's like 8 points for the mortar. So you end up spending 60 points on a 3-man squad, and I'm like, dude.
Oh, it's less than that. I think it's like 50 or 45.
Either way, it's awesome.
Yeah.
We'll drop a.
And typically, if you're firing mortars like Space Marines in cover, you're never gonna do moves.
Right. Yeah. That's a terrible spot to be in. But even then, there can be value there. You can chip away. They're just good for soft targets, and when you don't have any soft targets, heck, just shoot at stuff and make it take saves.
Yeah. They can do some unexpected damage to even transports. The transports are only tough 5. They wound on 5s, but you're throwing multiple d6s of shots in there, and the AP doesn't matter since all the Harlequin stuff has invuls anyway. So
yeah. I'm with it.
There's some efficiency.
And Ryan, so interesting to know here, Ryan is pretty sneaky and crafty with his infantry. I'm curious to see how he commands these units here, because it's gonna be interesting. He's really good at the move and all that stuff.
10 more. Right back here.
Yeah, depending on who goes first here, I want to see, if Ryan goes first, I wonder if his strategy is going to be more aggressive. It looks like he's lining up right now in deployment to jump on that center objective turn 1.
Yeah, well, it's also important to note in any gun line, too, you have to have a decent-sized footprint ahead of your key targets so that things cannot just zoom up in front of them and shoot them. you almost got to deny board space for the ability to be able to draw angles towards your key parts of your gun line.
Mm-hmm.
Ten more over here.
Okay.
Another thing when discussing those mortars, if Daniel does decide to use the warp spiders to drop in and rod somewhere, I don't believe he can remove them from the table the same turn that he rods, right?
Well, yeah, but the crazy thing is we were talking about all of this stuff, and he didn't even take rod. Because he took engage.
Oh, that's right. He took engage.
Yeah, so it's like
engage, assassinate.
I was
and,
thinking the same thing too. We had a lot of pregame discussion on Rod, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it makes sense because warp spiders are excellent for that. But I think when guard presents themselves with the ability of assassinate, there, it just seems like more reliable points, especially with a death jester or a sniper of some like sniper character. Yeah, that's sweet. So that's an interesting thought, and I'm like, man, I think the real big differential is going to be, you know, who can gain dominance on direct assault, probably.
That's going to be a big one, and kind of like we were discussing before, if Daniel takes a lot of the Harlequin forces, which are really the majority of the firepower on the list, moves them up to get them in good positions to charge the guard, to tie them up, tie up tanks, he could be exposing the back lines to have a large scion drop, which can push him off of his backline objective and then deny him points for direct assault, which can be a big deal.
Yeah, because you can only be so many spots, and then you know the other thing, to think about in direct assault is everybody focuses on the center, but the other part of it is you get 3 points for getting his. You know, so and you get 5 for both.
It's 5 for both, yeah.
Yeah, so but I mean, if you just touch his, then it's still 3 points. So I mean, it doesn't have to be the center. He could get tricky with it like that, and maybe bait his opponent into that. Let's see if that's part of the game plan or not. Neither of them really said that, but it's something that a lot of people don't really think about. But it's something an Aeldari player would think about.
Yeah.
You know, like that's like a very totally Aeldari move. So that's going to be interesting there, and I also think that they both have. You know, Stranglehold and Assassinate are going to be key here. You know, it's going to be, can he deny the ability to get those characters? I mean, the Death Jester can only drop 1 per turn, but that is 3 points per turn. You know, and each time that's made inefficient or he doesn't do it, that's going to pay dividends, especially if Ryan, in turn, is tacking up his Stranglehold.
So, I mean... So, for Assassinate, though, I think that's going to be a little bit harder to pull off than Daniel's expecting, and here's why. All the HQ slots for Ryan's army are tank commanders. So the only characters he has on the board are 2 platoon commanders. And Yark, right? So, I think he's got... Does he have... he's got a Tempester.
If I could deploy him on the next board,
but the Tempester's definitely be up in the air.
Yark and Tempester Prime. Yeah, so you've got 4. The platoon commanders are going to be easy to pop. Those are one-shot kills. The Tempester Prime and Yark are not.
No, they're not. And then
it takes at least 2 sniper hits to kill each one if they fail their invuls. So, that's a slightly uphill battle for them.
Yeah, so, right, exactly. So it's one of those things. It's like the classic issue with sniper units. It's like, dude, on paper they're amazing, but can it actually get the job done? Because it is a dice game, so is it reliable enough? So yeah, that's interesting because 3 tank commanders, you're not killing those. Well, he's got all the haywire and stuff. That is, I mean, yeah, I think it kind of plays. There's just a lot of like, if this goes right for me, then I get points for it.
Yeah.
If that goes right for me, then I get points for it.
He's got a lot. He's got a lot of AT. The bikes are good at it. The pulse lasers are pretty good at it. I mean, so here's an advantage with the Lehman Russ being tough 8. This is like one of the only times this really helps them because the pulse lasers are strength 7. So winning on 5s, their shot volume's not great. They are too flat, which is pretty good. But
the big issue there is the fusion he's got to watch out for.
The fusion's a big deal.
And is he taking Skyweaver, so they do have the haywire, right?
Yes, but he doesn't have a ton of them. He's got the 2x4 squads, so those can dump out enough mortal wounds to make it a problem. But I think unless he drops both squads into the same unit, he's going to have a hard time actually killing.
Right. He's going to take several units to do it.
I need a death strike. I'm going to swap something up.
Yeah, I don't think that's because the Lehman Russes are, 12 wounds?
Tank.
14 wounds or something like that?
Or 14. They're tough 8. They only put 3 up. They've got no invul.
I'm rusty on my
Yeah,
guard.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and your platoon
But
leaders
anyways,
are
it's a lot of
where?
wounds to try to deal all
You
that
guys are the white
the mortals with
capes. So
only
one
4
right here,
bikes. So it is
one right here.
it
So
is
that's my only
interesting there.
source
But I
of
mean, degrading them
infantry
is a huge
orders.
benefit
Okay.
as well. I mean,
It is.
that's almost enough in its own right.
Yeah.
Because then you put them back down to hitting on 5s, and you take away a lot of that stuff. And I don't think Ryan brings anything to be able to heal them.
No. Generally, it's not advised for Astra Militarum anyways, because the tanks just die.
Yeah,
Like, they're there
trying to
and
make
you lose 'em.
Astra survive. Like,
He does have a strat, I think, jury rig, which will, it'll heal 1. So if he just gets on that 1 bracket, like he's within 1 wound of being unbracketed, you can use that. It's nice. But they are 12 wounds. So yeah, I mean,
So, yeah, that's
8's okay. 12 wounds is not
30,
great.
68 wounds right there.
And if they're in the
So
building,
yeah, we'll see what
shoot
happens. And I
line
mean,
of sight, right?
especially if there's the go first, it's going to be tricky there. I mean,
Can bikes go in buildings? I don't
But
think
like
so, right?
the tank commanders, I don't think they're the biggest threat right now. I think that the full payload manticores are a big deal. And so if he spends, he's gonna have to spend both of those bike squads firing into the manticores to kill them in 1 turn. It's gonna take 2 turns minimum to kill those with average numbers. That's gonna leave the tank commanders alive for 2 turns to do stuff.
I think
And
you
if
should
those
do
bikes
it.
go in,
If
their
I
wires
was
are
you,
only
I
24
Trust
inches.
me, I
They
100%
move up,
know
they
that's
fire.
what you wanted.
One of them can use fire and fade to move back 7. They're still going to be in range of the tank commanders. Return fire with the demolisher cannon with the extended range, and then they can do 5 benches and fire twice, or 2d6 shots from that. That's going to.
I think if he can get there, I think if I was playing the Astra, those haywire bikes would be my target priority. Because if your tank commanders can run around unchecked, that's a big deal.
Oh yeah,
You know, and I think that's a really big deal there because only that and the fusion are going to be a big deal. And fusion is 6-inch range, so they've got to really commit them up there, and then you're going to take a lot of retaliatory fire there. So it'd be a trade scenario.
it's. I don't want to say it's easy, but it is a thing that you can screen out the fusion boats from your stuff. Like he's got 60 infantry on the board. He's got
true.
another
The meat shields.
30 or 40 in reserve. There's a lot there, and if you can keep them outside of 6 inches, those they can't hit. And then because they're using the old melter rules, they got to be within 3 to get that
Get the
bonus.
real benefit, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's still going up. It's still wounding on 4s, right? Tough 8.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's still
And
tricky.
they
That's
have 1
that's
shot
the-
each, so
T8's good,
you
man.
got 4 guys shoot 4 times. You hit 3. You're only going to wound maybe 1 or 2.
2 on the right side.
Yeah.
He does still get a save. Well, no, they're -4. Yeah, he does get a save.
Yeah, it's,
But I mean, so then you got D6 damage too. Nice. You know, it's still gonna live. Yeah, it's interesting. Chat, what do you think? I want to ask your opinion. I want to see what you guys think. Does Daniel Double Z Velazqez take this down, or does Ryan Averill demolish some Xenos in the name of the Emperor and stride his way to victory? I want to know. Let us know. What do you think?
I think this could go either way, honestly. And I'm a big fan of all the Aeldari stuff and Imperial Guard, so,
Pretty sure that's it
Yeah,
for me too, man.
very non-meta matchup right now.
Are these dice yours?
it's nice to see them on the board. And
Yes.
man, both armies are just painted beautifully. Ryan's got a lot of converted infantry. They all have these plumed helms from
Yeah.
some
These
Age
are
of
from
Sigmar
there, right?
stuff, and then
Showcase.
Daniel's
Yeah,
army,
Grab all
yeah,
those from there.
all beautifully airbrushed with diamond patterns on it.
man.
Man.
All right, good luck, dude.
First turn.
Yes, sir.
I think. Do you want it?
I don't know. I
You
kinda,
could probably do something
I
with
kind
it.
of do, but I don't know if it's best. You know?
Yeah. Well, you got
I
it.
don't think it matters.
So the kids are going first.
Good luck, man.
All right, good luck. I start off at 7 CP.
Oh, I got
so,
you. Going up to
yeah.
8.
So I go up to 8, and then we can just hit up there. Uh-oh. We,
I got it up.
Yep. So I'll be thinking about what I'm doing here.
So, once again, to point this out, for the sake of redundancy, we have I like to point out that Daniel's taking this command phase to really plan and map out his turn. That's a big thing that a lot of competitive players do that really increases your success. A lot of guys just brush past that command phase, and they're like, sweet, I get a CP.
Alright.
Nice. And unless you're Space Marines, it doesn't really matter that much, But you'll see a lot of the top level players and, a lot of the people that do really well successfully in the competitive
I
scene
play AOS.
step back from the board a little bit,
no worries.
use the command phase to really decide a role for each unit on the table, decide what you're really trying to achieve for the turn, and kind of deciding how it's going to go down, and just taking a moment to think about the state of the board. So I encourage that to all the guys watching that, most of you guys probably do it, but if you don't, try that at your next event. Take a look, step back, kind of say, hey, man, all right, what am I trying to achieve this turn? All right, what units are going to be tasked with taking down what? How am I going to map this out, and where do I want to be in the turn after next? What am I trying to do? And then kind of work towards that. It'll really improve your game.
Daisy chain these guys this way.
So he's making the move for the middle. There's his direct assault.
Yeah, he's lining up the bikes there. He's getting line of sight on that tank commander.
I will do the CP on them to give them the +1 to their invul.
Cool. So 3 up on them.
3 up on them. From there.
Yeah, and he's using these stratagems so when they advance, they can
Move is 18.
they get a +1 to invul. So 3 up invul. It's going to make those bikes really hard to crack.
This way, right here.
Unless they do it with las guns.
Yeah. And you can. They're only tough 4. They're not marine bikes.
Four. Mortars are actually also pretty good there too, unless they're -1. Are bikes natively -1?
They are.
Ooh.
I like the bikes. I mean, they're native -1. They got 3 wounds. They're tough 4. I mean, that's okay. Super duper fast. Can advance and charge. They've got a long threat range. If you give them the glaive melee weapon, they do 2 damage a pop per attack in close combat. So you can take marines, things like
Yeah,
that.
it's all stenciling, so.
That's one reason why I never grabbed the heart. Like, I only do the craft roll as your card.
And really, their guns, their haywires are actually pretty decent into infantry. They're all blast, they're D6 attacks. So if he decided to fire into the infantry squads instead of the vehicles, he could wipe out infantry pretty
Yeah, I mean,
quickly.
it's just guard, it's paper.
Probably doesn't want to do that here, obviously, because the tanks are the bigger threat, and Haywire dropping the mortals on a 4-up for wounding is real good.
We said this one was the Troop Master.
But he's going to need a lot of them. The single squad's not going to be able to drop a tank on average. Because the regular shots, like I said, it's D6 shots per bike. It's only strength 4, AP -1, I think, 1 damage. So, bolters
Yeah.
or bolt rifles. Yeah, against a tough 8 tank, wounding on 6s, it's not a lot of extra damage to that. He can only really reliably do the damage to the mortals, which, if it pops off, is amazing. Because if he does the wound rolls of 6, he's going to be doing D3 mortals for every one of those. And I've had really just amazing rounds where I'll shoot 4 or 5 bikes into a thing and like, oh, I did 20 mortal wounds, or not that many, but you know what I'm saying, just a lot, like way overkill.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of moseying on over here.
Is any of this OBSEC besides the dudes inside this?
No, nothing in my army's obstacle except for the
He's
troops.
got the fusion boat there, he's got the Hornet moving up.
Ryan just asked the question, is any of this stuff
Not
offset
until turn 2.
besides the
Right,
guys
right.
inside
So
the
I'm not
vehicle?
super worried about it.
And Daniel's
quite
reply was
yet.
no. The only thing that I have are my troops that are OPSEC, so he's privy to that. He knows that objective game, so long as he can touch the right stuff to it, is just
What did you give?
his.
Engage,
I
assassinate,
picked up
and mission
engage,
specific.
assassinate,
But Daniel
which
did a really
is
smart
to
thing
get
here. He
engaged,
put
I
the
hit
fusion boat on the objective, so if it does get
Yeah, I got
killed,
it here, I
he
got
can
it
pop
over
out
here.
those OPSEC.
So that's
Small
why
and
it's
two
two
ended
already.
method.
Yeah, it's two
Go
already.
back
I'm
to
not
Myers.
going to get
Yep.
over there. So
And I also like the way he's kind of putting a wedge right there, so where it's going to be.
I didn't take Stranglehold.
Oh,
he's
I'm
got a
sorry.
charge
So you got mission specific.
Yeah,
to get
yeah,
onto that
so
objective
we'll
because he
get that.
can't walk up and touch it because he'll pass an engagement range.
Right.
Solid movement there from Double Z.
And definitely what guard do not want to do is get in engagement range of
Unless they
anything.
actions or Sly Marbo.
This way. Bink. So from the hole.
And really, if Ryan decided to engage the bikes in close combat, the bikes are just going to those guardsmen. I mean, even without the glaive upgrades there,
Right.
they dish out a fair amount of attacks. I think it's 3 attacks per.
These bikes can move 16.
Man, the flying V. He's not messing around here, huh?
No.
Here. Farseer. And the Warlock are coming right here behind line.
Yeah, so he's got the spears moving down.
Or out of line of sight.
Farseer and Warlock are out of line of sight behind that ruins. He's prepping to probably do a double move on the spears to get engaged.
Oh, actually, I lied. I have these guys.
Ooh, let's hope the one thing he's not, I don't know if
Where's
he's
your
considering
white
right
cape
now,
guy over here?
is
Here
that
and in the building.
those characters, he hopes they're within 3 inches of something.
They do not appear to be.
Because, I mean, that's some indirect fire's dream right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Come out and play. I am all for it. I have no problem.
Unless he
Guard,
has, unless he can,
characters who's
unless he's sitting there and he's
charging.
like, I'm definitely going to kill all his
Yeah,
indirect
exactly. I was like, if you want to come out and play, I'm all for
Maybe.
it, so.
I mean, he can definitely kill the mortar squad. They're not particularly strong, but
Ooh, that would be amazing into those bikes, huh?
Line of sight.
That's the perfect thing to soften something up. I would put him in.
what? The mortars or Manicore?
Boom, boom,
The mortars.
Oh yeah,
What
all
is it? They're
strength.
D6 per base, and then it's and then
Strength 4 no AP, so it's
yeah,
pretty
so what's the
efficient.
same? 4 up?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just
spell
4s and 4s.
to
But they're 3
give
wounds each, but
double
yeah, you can
movement
probably kill
to
1 or 2.
Right, that
guys.
volume, it's 3d6.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could take out the Warlock or something.
Which is perfect. So I believe that one goes off on a 7.
Yeah, so for those at home, we're talking about the
I believe
characters
it
down
is.
here.
Sorry, I'm
No, you're
pulling
fine.
it up. I haven't played this one. I usually play with Protect.
So we're in the psychic
Yeah, I
phase.
love it on them.
That was his cast in.
But I'm like,
Right now he's looking to
And
quicken.
the Wraith
He's just
Guard.
practicing
so
stuff to make sure
quicken
he's casting the right
7.
value.
So doesn't go off, but he does get the reroll.
Yeah, Farseer does get a
Doesn't
free
go
reroll.
off.
Is this the war? That's the
1
Warlock.
per psychic
Warlock.
phase.
So he has the relic that or the warlock trait.
Oh,
that
Seer
gets-
the
Oh, I'm sorry.
shifting.
No,
Oh,
I don't. I don't even get it. That was
Okay.
my oldest. Sorry.
Got it, got it.
Okay. Yeah, so they're
And
clarifying there.
then
He did do a
has
reroll
Doom
there,
Executioner, so
which
that
can be
doesn't
done with
happen
a
there.
warlord
Unfortunate
trait,
for
but he
them.
does not have that on the warlock.
So after that,
And that character
I
does
don't
not look
think
screen. I
there's
wonder if there's
anything
troops
past
inside
here.
that ruin right there.
He doesn't have any troops.
So from psychic we go into
There's,
he has troops.
He has nothing on
shooting.
foot except for those spiders.
So shooting wise, these
And where are the spiders? In the back?
They're in the
spiders are
back.
going to shoot straight into your tank commander.
Okay.
So that is
Shooting phase already
46
popping some shots?
From the
into-
haywire.
from
Yeah,
the
so
haywire.
here comes some haywire into the tank commander.
That is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 4,
Pretty decent amount of
6,
attacks here, hitting on
10,
3s.
Slightly above
12,
average by
Yeah.
13.
1.
These are hitting on 3s.
So we've got them firing straight in
And
here.
then what are they? Mortals on 4s.
6 mortals on 4s.
And then
D3.
6s are D3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ryan's not hoping for 6s.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so, I mean,
Bad dice. Bad dice.
yeah,
Wow,
that's
that
the
was-
name of the game, so you take 1 mortal on that
Ouch.
one.
Got it.
Yep.
Ooh, ultimate fluff
Can't
there.
do
Huh?
anything about
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, that
You're moving out.
And
Yeah,
since there's
that's
strength
the-
4,
that's the
like I
name
said,
of
you
the
only
game.
wound on
Because they're
6s,
T1.
and you didn't get any out of that.
T8, yeah, so I'm wounding on 6s.
It's rough.
So,
It's like you read his
take
mind
one
right
there.
there.
So I start at 12.
Like I said, I played a lot of Harlequins and a lot of guards, so I know both these armies pretty well.
then we're going to shoot this dude. He has a 36 incher, so he's going to shoot
Okay.
into your guy. He gets 4 shots, hitting on 3s.
Got it.
Ooh, that Jester going to the guy.
I am part of the, so they get to reroll 1.
Yes, expert crafters.
Yep, so those 2 hit. Strength 7, so 5s.
This is the pulse lasers from the
Nothing. I do get a
corner
reroll
down
1,
there.
Got it.
so nothing.
Looks like he was going. right
Then
here.
I don't think he has sight of anything. Yeah, he has sight of your so he does see your other tank commander over there. But let's see,
What's your range on
36.
So you got it. You got it. Yeah, you're well.
Okay, so we're gonna shoot tank commander there.
I'm sorry. Well, you're barely in. You got it. You got it.
Reroll 1. They all hit. Wounding on 5s.
Oh,
Reroll 1. Nope. So you get 3 at -2.
okay, so these are 5s.
Yep.
5 up 6.
Hey,
Whoa.
let's go.
Okay, all right.
Man,
The Emperor
okay.
protects.
All right.
The Emperor protected that.
So this one's
That leaving
gonna
rough, man.
shoot
Saving on
into
5 ups and
your
rolling all of them.
Tank.
Where are we? Sorry, right here.
This
I
one.
wonder, and then
Oh,
we're going
got
to
it,
see
yes.
a whole bunch of -1 on their guard, so
There.
Got it. Got
watch
it.
them do nothing as well.
Right, it'd be a big slap fight.
Reroll 1. Nope. And then wounding on.
Did you just roll a 3? I thought that was that a 3?
Was it a 3?
Yeah, I think it
Oh,
was a
my
3.
bad. Then I'll reroll.
I thought
this
it was.
one.
It's
Yeah,
up to you.
So that's fine. Yeah, I'm so.
Yeah, I was looking.
That extra crafters is
Then
just so
wounding
good when
on
you have these
5, 4s,
low
no,
volume
5s,
attacks.
5s. Boom. So we're gonna reroll 1. So 1 save at -2.
Go 5. No,
That's
take
2
it.
damage.
2 damage. Down to 10.
Yep.
Got the
And
damage
then-
finally through to a tank commander.
Just switch over there. Boom, boom, boom. He shot. Does this guy have sight? Yeah, we did say. So he gets 6 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This dude is shooting into the back guys over here.
We're here.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, what is he shooting? Shuriken or?
A shuriken. 24-inch range, so I should measure that.
I think
Assuming
you're-
he's
yeah,
deciding
you're
he
thinking
wants to
about
take
whether
cover.
to, take cover or not.
Yeah.
Which thing?
I love that they have. I love reactive stratagems like that.
Go
Right,
ahead.
right.
I'm targeted, then I can do something about it.
They're just. I keep forgetting. They're just guardsmen.
And take cover, it's only 1
He's
TP.
like,
It's
yeah, okay,
a really
so,
interesting strat, 'cause you can get those 5 up
strength
guardsmen down to a 3 up in cover.
Yeah.
To get power armor for 1 phase.
Right.
So you have 4 at your regular save.
Okay, so these are 5s. Just a little flak armor. 4 dead.
They all died.
Nah, it's alright. They're guardsmen.
Then this one is going to shoot into the back unit. right here.
Yeah, and the shuriken cannons don't have any AP unless they have the wound roll 6. So
Right, they got rend,
right,
Hitting on 3s.
which is good. It's better than some regular stuff.
it makes them really weird because most of the time when you shoot them, you're like, okay, get your 3 up, but then
So,
once in a while,
one
you're like, all
automatic
right.
score, so one automatically
Got
dies.
one dead.
And then 2 saves at no AP.
3 dead.
Guardsmen are dying.
Chipping away.
Guardsmen are doing what guardsmen
Okay.
do.
Then we are going to use
They die
these
for the
2
Emperor.
into that heavy weapons squad.
Water team? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so how many wounds are they each?
They're 2 each.
That's
2
smart
each,
move.
and it's 3 of them total, right?
Yeah, take those out.
2d6
Yeah,
shots.
I was a little bit worried that Ryan put those
So
too
that's
far
7.
up, and I think that was correct.
4.
I wouldn't want to
For
put
36-inch range, you probably wanted to
There's no
respect
AP
the
on
middle.
these?
Yeah, I would
These
put them
are
in that
AP
far back ruin as well,
4
so you get a little
on
extra saves.
Yeah.
I'll take cover on these.
There you
You
go.
don't get. Does that give you benefit of cover?
Yeah, do I not
I
get
do,
cover?
against me, you don't
Okay,
get
cool.
benefit of cover, so there's no point.
That's just mean.
So these are hitting on 3s.
Cool.
I re-roll anything that 1 die, and this is I get to roll 2 die here because it's 2 different units. I'm just fast die.
That's
fast
fine.
die.
Yeah, yeah. As long as
that
same
one
target, yeah.
Still fails.
Up to you.
Yep. And then wounding on
T3.
strength 6. So 2s. So yeah.
Oh, you're doing double expert crafters because
Right,
there's 2 units.
right,
I got
It's
it.
likely going to
So
wipe
2,
this
4 saves at no AP.
4 saves, so we can't, I guess you can't wipe the squad.
Save 1, I'm going to lose a base and a half.
That was
Lost
one
one
base.
platform. Could have been worse.
Not too bad.
And your other heavy weapons is deep struck.
There's no more. Heavy weapon teams or?
Yeah, the special weapons teams are deep struck, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
he did. He
So
fast rolled
then
both
we're
of those
going
platforms, which are
to
2 different units. I don't generally advise doing that because if one wipes the squad, you basically lose the shots from the second one.
The other thing too, though, is like say you had
Oh,
you
got it.
could,
So-
it
oh,
kind
no,
of
no, they're
blankets a
not-
bunch of
they're
stuff,
not-
and like
yeah,
say
there
you
is a
missed with a
wound.
whole
So I'm
unit or you
gonna
didn't wound with anything.
Shoot one
Right,
more
But you know,
into
well, I guess
them,
you get your
and
rerolls
then
anyways, but
one
Well, in this
more
case, he
into
has
this guy.
expert crafters on
squad
both,
that
so he has
hasn't lost
1
anyone
roll.
yet?
He re-rolled
or
2
this
die
one?
on there,
They
but
lost
if
4,
one
they
unit
lost 3, and then you got 10.
Right.
hit
yeah.
everything
Okay,
and one missed everything, then
You wouldn't get that extra.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're gonna
yeah.
shoot into the one that's
That's kind of what I was getting.
yeah.
at.
hasn't lost anything. Make you battle shock a couple times, and hopefully, I don't. We'll see. I don't know if that's gonna be worth it or not. So going to the unit of 10.
Okay.
So I get 4. Hitting on 3s. Re-rolling 1 because it's a single one. Nope. And then wounding on 2s. They all hit, so
One's dead,
one's
right?
automatically dead, and then
Okay.
2 saves at no AP.
5s. Ew.
Look, we've got some more
Three there.
shuriken cannons going in there.
Guardsmen are getting ninja stars.
Yup.
3.
Okay. Then we are going to.
I'm just putting these for morale.
Yeah,
So I know how many we
no
lost.
worries. Then we are going to.
Yeah, chat.
shoot
I
with
think
the other
you are
one into the
absolutely
heavy
correct.
weapons. So D6 shots. That's 4.
Take cover.
Wounding on 3s. They all hit. Wounding on 2s.
Yes, so I did just verify
One,
that,
so
and we will
2 of
let
them
the
automatically
players
go
know.
through.
Yeah, but one of those things is too. It's important. Like that's a stratagem question.
So I gotta make both these,
You know,
or they
Double
are.
Z asked. He said, "Hey, you know, does that make you have the
Oh,
benefit
okay.
of cover? Or does it improve
Alright.
your state?" And he said, "Yeah."
So you said 2
one of those
go
things
through
that's
automatic,
important
right?
is as your own
Okay,
player,
so
like
this
you should
guy's
know your
wounded,
stratagems. I think
He's dead.
you know
and
as
then
far
he
as that
takes 1,
goes.
so you've got one.
So
one guy left with 1 wound.
Yep.
gotta pay
So they
attention
shot,
to
they
which
shot, they
you know
shot, they
when your
shot, they
advantages
shot.
are advantages.
Both
And we've
weapons
lost
teams
2.
shot. Okay. Outside of that, I.
Take cover, add 1 to armor save, but it doesn't give the benefit of cover.
Oh, got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
We're gonna reset the whole game. No, I'm good. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'd
okay.
rather have the CP anyway.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad on that one then.
Okay, cool.
Outside of that, they shot. Then I guess we're gonna go into charging.
Cool.
So what's the charge into these boys right here?
Are you from these bikes?
From the
Not
bikes.
too far.
What do I need, like a 7? Yeah, I guess we're gonna charge
crashing
in
the line.
in there. Might as well inflict as much as we
Yeah,
can.
not a bad idea. I mean, he's
Does not make it with a 6.
Ooh, no.
Do I want to re-roll that?
it's a pretty good chance to make a 7-inch charge, and once he gets in there, he's going to be able to kill a bunch of
I
stuff.
got you.
Oh, okay, cool. So
Go down to 7.
I didn't even roll it on the board. Whoops.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they get in with a 7.
7.
Yep. So he's gonna mosey on right
So curious to
there.
see the impact this has. Obviously, he's just gonna fall back with all that stuff.
Bingo.
And you know, it does get you kind of up in there in a really weird position, but maybe he's trying to just clog it up
Oh, that's
so
the
that
wrong
he's
unit.
taking away
Yeah.
the ability
They all
to
look
get on
the
the mill for, you
So he was
know,
on
the direct assault play.
Yeah,
No worries.
Right.
Yeah, you were.
But you are,
Outside
conversely,
of that, I don't
you
think
know,
I have any more
opening yourself up to a lot of fire.
charges.
It's putting them,
So,
he's basically within 18
piling
inches of
in-
all of Ryan's firepower right now, except for the Scion Return Deep Strike. So
No, yeah, right. So outside
it's
of that.
unlikely the bikes are going to live, but he's also now forced Ryan to deal with them.
Yeah.
So
They have to go to
Ryan's
the
going to be losing
closest
some fire
unit?
But
output.
you know, he wanted to anyways. I think, you know, the bikes are a key threat to your vehicle-heavy army, so I think
Right.
that's your target priority number one.
Yeah, you can buy
And then I think that you definitely
Right,
send
right,
your
right,
manticores, at least one, into a character. You know, if you can take out both those Aeldari
You have to be
characters,
within
that's a
an
big
inch,
deal.
right?
Yeah.
Within a half inch is engagement range, and then within because an inch is to make your charge, engagement range half an inch. And
Well,
then
maybe.
this guy
I'm trying to
will be able
think what the
fight because
benefit of
he's
the
within
characters is right now,
range of
and
this
the
guy.
double
And-
move is
Okay,
nice.
cool.
Yeah, so he will be able to
Obviously,
fight with
if
this
you don't get
unit.
rerolls and it goes off in the 7, you're going to fail at half the
That's
time.
fine. We'll do it that
The
way.
Unless
the
you wanna
executioner
move, like,
on
trying to
the
get
far
more
shear,
this way,
that's
and
going to be a killer. I mean, one of those into a guard squad can take out up to
Yeah,
6
yeah,
guardsmen
yeah.
off mortal wounds.
Yeah,
That's
there we go.
a lot.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's what we're gonna do.
Cool.
But
So 3 attacks each. So that's
full
3,
payload manicores,
6,
maybe better
9.
targets those weapon platforms.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, those things are going to really shred his.
Hitting on.
Maybe we'll see. I'm
These are
curious.
hitting
Yeah.
on 3s, wounding on 3s.
Are they strength?
Strength 3.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
It's so weird that my guardsmen are not wounded on 2s. So I'm like, oh, that's good.
Yep,
This is
wounding on
great.
3s.
Oh.
So they all go. These are minus 1, I believe it is.
Okay, 4 you said, or are there 4?
Yeah, there's.
Okay.
If it's
so
the glaives,
6
it's
is-
minus
I
2.
believe.
Nope.
So 4 die. Okay. And then when we consolidate towards the closest enemy unit, right?
You got to end closer than you are right now to this unit. So
Cool.
see how he's that. So if he
Yeah.
can get, he just got a base. You know.
Yeah,
there
boom
you go.
here, and we're gonna bring him into combat. Oh, actually, this guy has to stay back this way because he has to end up closer to that one, right?
Traffic jam in the middle.
I assume so.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think he can move
Yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
I want to say he has to.
Because this is the
stay-
closest unit.
Right,
that he's,
right.
Okay.
Right.
It's actually by model to model basis, so closer to the closest
outside
mod.
of that,
Yeah,
I
I've had some
don't
weird
think I have
interactions with
anything
that
else, so
where,
you can fight back,
yeah.
right?
All right, bayonets. Okay, so these guardsmen right here are gonna fight back. So we got 3, 6, 1 extra for the sarge and 1 extra for his chainsword. Yep. These will hit on 4s. Sorry.
Did I spend the C? We didn't mark down the CP for the invul.
You're right. Yeah.
So that-
Yeah, that squad does have a 3-up invul, which can make them a lot harder to
So
shift.
these are 4s, and your T4, correct? On the bikes.
Yeah.
So 5s. Just 1 wound, no AP.
So 3 up. And a guardian wound. Oh baby. That's one of the
yeah.
wound dies there. Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Thank you, sir.
Guardsman does 1
This
damage.
is
Your
the tank
guardsman just
on
punches
6.
him in his oven face.
Yeah, right?
And then these guys over here.
Yep.
All right. There are 7 of them. So 3, 6, 7, and then sergeant and chainsword.
Yep.
4s and 5s. 1.
3 up. He's good.
Cool.
Outside of that, you have battle shock in multiple
Everywhere.
areas.
Yeah. Everywhere. Everyone's afraid.
Lots of morale checks going on now.
So let me go with the mortar team. So the 6 that guy's gonna run. So he's good. Their leadership's 7. So I got 4 here that died. They're gonna run. So I got 1 is leaving, and then I got morale on 5, which will be 1s and 2s. So they're good.
Yep.
And then over here, they lost 3. So they're good. They lost 4. Ugh. He's going, and then we should have 6, right?
Yep.
Good.
Oh man, you're rolling something.
All right.
Everybody's failing
over
morale
here,
checks, but nobody's
they're
running.
good, too.
He lost 2 models.
I need to find those guards.
Yeah, these aren't even my dice.
Yes, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean that's pretty much it for that. I do
This is
score.
your scoring.
So I score 3, They didn't
Let's
write
go 3 for direct assault.
Oh yeah, so you still have to keep track.
So
Okay, you can write it.
this is let's say direct assault.
Cool. I'll start moving while you do that.
Yeah.
So we stay on task here.
So passing to the next turn as they score up, it's going to pretty much be no assassinate. It's going to be direct assault, and then he's going to engage.
And then
And it looks like moving those bikes, he'll have
Two, right?
engaged.
Or no, you have
He's got
Yeah,
3,
right,
4.
Yeah,
so I
you're
get
in
3
here.
points there.
Yep. So he's going to
Engage,
get
and then my third
the
one
3-point
was
engage
assassinate.
and the 3-point strangle or direct assault.
And I haven't scored anything for that one.
Let's see if Ryan targets some Aeldari characters.
Yeah, I
What if he
mean,
needs to? I mean, what are they doing back there? Like, they didn't really cast anything or do anything. He doesn't have assassinate. There's no crazy value there, but I mean, he can really pump some efficiency and some stuff.
yeah, I don't. We were talking about killing him earlier, but really, I don't think that's the best move with the shots that he has. I don't even know if those Hornets are going to be worth it.
Yeah, he's putting himself in a position to fire that dents.
Well, they're -1 hit anyways, so really he doesn't care about the dents.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Okay.
However, and we do need to make sure they calculate this, when the Hornet shot before, I don't know if they did -1 to hit.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this type of scenario for Ryan, you kill the stuff that could kill your armor, and then if your armor can run free
Right.
and do it and run amok, it's amazing. So
And really, I feel the biggest threat to the armor right now is those fusion boats. If Ryan moves his infantry too far up, moves the tanks up, it's going to leave those boats. Because remember, they can... Oh, and he's not Soaring Spite. So they can move 16, and then +6 for their weapons, so it's a pretty decent threat range. And then charge, which is going to offline their main gun, because you can't fire the blast weapons into close combat.
right.
It's going to fire one las cannon, and that's it.
They're going to fall back.
Yep.
Leave them alone. Just poor soldiers. Human soldiers in this.
So they'll all falling
scary
back in the
game.
middle. I wonder if this prohibits him from being able to actually get his center. The
Maybe,
direct assault.
We got Solitaire here, right? Or the Death Jester here.
Yeah, Death
depending
Jester's
on where
over
the
there.
different characters are,
Where do I hide?
I don't believe that this unit here fell back. So if he moves them up and then does move, he could potentially get into the center. And all it's going to take is one guardsman to cap the center.
Right.
This squad back here is going to advance.
That's where he's going.
One.
Ugh.
Do you,
Take it.
do you re-roll that? It doesn't matter. I think you can just move them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So it looks like they were not previously engaged.
There's a unit actually in the
Oh,
building.
in the building,
Because there's
okay.
like 60 guardsmen on the table.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's just going to move those guys. And they'll just run up and tag that objective. Mission complete. So as of right now, that'll be enough to stranglehold. And that'll be enough to,
Stringing out over here.
Yep.
what do we call it?
Any advanced
Direct
charge?
assault.
No.
So so we'll be looking good as far as that goes for him. He should
Well,
be able to mirror the 6
I'm going
points
to
in
move
secondary.
them.
Yeah.
So they get a
And
move
then he'll
again.
also
Yeah.
drop
Okay.
him back
So
So
down
they
to
move in
10.
advance, and then one of the orders that they can get is move. Which
And they have to
will
be in
make
line of
them-
sight for that one?
Nope, just within 6.
Oh, okay. So you're going to string them out and do your
And then you
shenanigans.
gotta order them, and then they'll.
Yeah, and then they'll do their
they'll run.
move.
Yeah, so this is what makes Guardman still like
Relatively
actually okay.
yeah,
to take,
viable.
is that you can. Okay. And then these guys are going to. I think I need to just stay back here for a minute. Screen some stuff out because it's gonna get nasty.
Yeah, you just called out
so
screening,
you're just gonna
which
move
makes
up into
sense. You
this-
need to screen
this
against
cover.
the fusion boats.
Yeah, and you kind of, I mean, do you play your tank commanders aggressive here? You
Can't
know?
lose all of them first turn, but I can lose some of them.
I think you kind of have to.
I was hoping
I
to
mean,
kill
I
a
think
little
you
bit
just kind
more
of like
via
move forward, you know, grinding advance,
shock,
double
but-
shit.
Yeah,
double fire.
morale
Yep.
needs a rework in 40k, man. It's like it's so not relevant enough right now.
The thing, I think they overshot it in AOS where you lose way too many, and then in this one you just don't lose enough.
Yeah, and I used to play a lot of fantasy. That's what got me,
Yeah,
got me
yeah.
first in the thing.
I did
and
it.
dude, whole units just running away and getting cut down. I was like, oh man, this is a brutal game.
Yeah.
I got my dude over there. I need to stay away from. I'd love to like charge him into combat here, but. Alright, so I think that's all my moving.
Okay.
So orders. I don't know if he's psychic. The 3 tank commanders are going to go strike and shroud, which means they can pop smoke and shoot.
Okay. So they're going to be -1 to hit next turn.
Yeah.
In shooting, right?
So everybody's popping
in
smoke.
shooting.
Okay.
They're -1 to hit in shooting.
So it's better than that. It's strike and shroud. It's
This
an order
two commander's
that
gonna
they
go
can get.
move onto these guys.
So basically, you get the benefit of it without having to spend CP or do anything else.
Right.
Go on and steal my goodies.
These are ours now. Just for a minute, though.
I mean, that's kind of that's the deal, right? Take as many, deny as many primary as you can.
Yep. And then just try to survive. That's kind of what you do as a guard.
Yeah, I mean, you still got plenty of dudes in deep strike that can hurt. So
Yeah, you just gotta make it to turn 2 with enough assets that they come in and actually like
do something.
Do something.
And yeah, that they're actually like.
Yeah, so
rolling.
this is going to make
Yeah, I get you.
Daniel take some pretty calculated moves. His only obstacle is inside the
then
boat. He doesn't want them to get outside the boat.
Because then they'll just get fragged.
It's just 10 guardsmen. They're not particularly hard to kill, but he can give them the +1
we'll go
armor.
first rank, second rank
But
on
he
these
can just
guys.
shoot the
They're
fusion
the
boats into them, and they're never going to get a save.
Which does.
But that means you're not shooting fusion
double
boats
their
into
lasgun shots.
tanks. So
instead of being 1-2, they're 2.
he also has
Okay.
the shining spears down there, which can do a
they're
charge
not
and probably wipe them out. But then you put the shining spears in the middle of the board, which is prime territory for them to get killed. So yeah, there's a lot of moving parts right now.
And that's it. All right. So shooting.
Yep. Let's see how much. Let's see how much it
Shooting
hurts.
phase number 1. Let's see what damage you can do.
So what are these? So first, he's got to shoot into combat.
They're blast weapons, so they can't shoot in combat.
Well, he's got the last cannon.
Oh, okay, with the last cannon. Okay. Okay.
So
So
here's
here
the
comes
last
the
cannon.
one last cannon.
Hits
Yep.
Wow, that's a miracle.
and wounds.
So 3 up. Nope.
Oh, man.
Someone just gets gibbed.
Can't have that.
D6 damage, roll a 1. Hate that
I
swing.
use my CP so early though, just to kill one mic. I think I have to do it.
Don't do it, Ryan. Don't
yeah.
CP reroll this. You're going to reroll into a 1.
Sounds good. I got you.
He only needs to roll a 2+, right, to drop 1 bike.
Yeah.
One dies. It still
He
dies.
did get
Oh, are they
1.
two
So, I
damage?
mean,
They're.
Oh, one is
No, he had
wounded.
one
The
wounded.
last
Yeah.
guy
Guardsman
shot, or the
stabbed
bayonet.
one.
Yeah. Yep.
All right,
I mean,
I'll
you drop
take
a
it.
base, that matters.
Yeah.
it does.
Because that's volume of your mortals. That's what you want.
Here's
There's no
his
way to
tank.
bring
He's
it
gonna fire everything into this hornet.
Yep. -1 to hit.
Yep. So here's the
Yeah,
last.
they are
cannon.
calculating
4
defense. That's good.
misses. And then here are the
2d6 shots.
2d6 shot. Yeah, I'll just roll them together because
Yeah.
I'll reroll the 2.
Ooh.
for the
Yep.
number.
Yep.
To 2.
Hey, well, we'll keeping it.
Yep.
8 demo cannon shots
And
going
then
in
these are
there.
4s.
Hitting on 4s. Pretty respectable.
Strength 10.
Okay, so it's toughness 6, so 4 3s.
3s. 4. These are -3.
So -3, so 6s.
Yeah, the Hornets don't have the involves of
6
the
1 damage.
Harlequin stuff.
These are gonna be D6.
Ooh, baby.
Sorry, I'm just double checking the AP on the.
That
strike.
should drop.
99%
They're
sure
neg
it's,
3. He's checking the AP. That should drop one of those vehicles.
Yeah, it is 10-3 D6.
Yep, so 3d6. Oh, he's
It
dead.
does, yeah. Super kills it.
So
Does explode?
he does blow up. Where does he blow up on a 6? Nope.
Nope,
Okay.
no
Good.
explosions.
So 1 hornet down.
One Hornet down, but Daniel was kind of saying when he was
Here.
here before, he doesn't care if those get killed. They're
Yeah.
80 points.
He's gonna put everything. Into
They ate
this
demo
boat.
cannon fire, which does a ton of
Okay,
damage.
This is the. Who's
That's
So
the
it's
one
kinda
with
good.
the,
Shab,
no, that's nothing in there.
Just the regular troops. Okay.
Is he gonna pop the troops? Does it matter? He has too many bodies for it to
That's
matter.
okay.
Yeah,
they get
because it's
out, we'll
5
go
guys in there.
sec, and then
And it's
small
likely
crowd.
one will get
Yep.
killed on the
There's
way
5
out.
guys in there.
Yep.
Oh, no.
6, 7.
And there's 6 dudes in this one. That's
Okay.
where the.
So I can't kill them both, because
Yeah.
then I'll be off the objective. All right.
Interesting here.
Yeah. So he's gonna go into this boat
Okay.
with the demolisher cannon, and then I will throw the last cannon into yeah, into him as well.
Okay.
Put everything in this.
Yep.
Here's the last cannon on a 4. Misses.
Man, those last cannons.
2d6.
They're just like icing on the cake.
I know,
1,
but they're expensive.
2, so
Yeah.
7.
Yep. These are hitting on 4s.
Hitting on 4s.
Hitting on 2s.
4.
Yikes.
-3.
4 -3, so 4 ups.
Here comes the Eldar swing.
Just 1, and he's got 6 wounds, right?
Yes, sir. So
no.
6.
Oh, your CP rerolls.
No.
Lands a 6
Doesn't
damage.
blow up. Nope.
Attack in
Alright.
there, does not blow up.
Okay, that was lucky.
Everybody out.
3, 4, 5, so one's run away. So one runs away.
Yep. And
That's perfect. That's that big brain tech. Like you
that
said,
is
where you just
exactly
pick the-
why. Yeah, you always have one guy in there with no upgrades to eat that when they drop out.
Smart. And the mortar team fell back.
One.
Right.
Keep doing. I'm just gonna check some.
It's been a while since I played guard. There used to be an
So
order
that's
that
all the
allows
tank
them
commanders.
to
Fall back.
fire them. Yeah.
The mana cores.
Ooh, what is there?
The first mana core
but it doesn't matter 'cause you use
is
move,
going
move
to fire
anyways.
everything into the shiny spears.
Okay. Which? Oh, the mana
Yeah.
cores.
Okay, Manticore into Shining Spears.
Here,
I
Interesting
will
choice.
Yeah,
spend.
not sure if I agree with that. I think there's higher priority targets,
Then
but
-1.
okay, cool.
I mean, especially if the Exarch there has a 3-up invul, it's just gonna eat a lot of shots.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Number of shots. Can only reroll one of these on the mana cores, so 6. And we're hitting on 5s.
Although it is good though, because each one of those is a dead bike. You know.
4 hits
Yeah.
and 2s to wound. Do you want anything that's cocked? Do you want to just redo them?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
And those aren't -1 to hit, so I guess it's good.
-2.
So these are 3-ups. Damage.
They're flat 3.
So flat
You
3.
should
So maybe
roll
you can
it.
check
Yeah,
out
I'll
the
roll
Exarch,
one at a
right?
time.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So 3.
Yeah.
Nope.
Ugh.
So he dies. Then
And, 4s?
4 up. Saves. Nope. So 2 die.
So 2 down, and Exarch's out now. That does significantly dampen the amount of damage that unit can output.
The
Old
other
maneuver going
mana
on
cores. So
Exarch
these guys are
first.
already -1 hit base.
Well, that's what you always want to do. Is get the 3-up the ball.
This is gone. This is
Yeah, that's gone.
Kaput,
So,
right?
boop.
I mean, especially against these kind of lower volume but high damage shots.
Oh, he
the
did first
guardsmen
race.
that can see
Fire
these
stick,
guys
like
like
firing
right
those
here.
guys, which is
Yeah.
smart. Take out those dudes now.
So the guardsmen that can see these guys are going to shoot at them. I think it's only 3 of
Yeah, and a
them.
big deal for Harlequin infantry is you want to have the Shadow Seer around, so
They're
you're
gonna
-1
shoot
to
at
wound,
the
and then
yeah.
and -6
Okay.
inches
And the other 2
to
will
shots,
fire
which
over here,
is really good, but you can't utilize it well
Smart
on
enough
on
they can
future
see.
boats just because they move
So it'll
too
be 8
fast, et
shots.
cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
because of the first rank, second rank.
Okay.
So these will be 4s. And 4s. 2. No, wait.
As guns winning on force. What a
And
time
you
to
never
be
see
alive.
Wait. And then some. Actually, this guy can't fire. He's got a pistol. So here's just one last gun into the Hornet over
Okay.
there. On a 6. Nothing.
Last gun into Hornet.
So one more mana core.
Yeah.
Get 3 shiny spears left.
Far seer.
Love those guys.
Weapons platform.
I
Weapons
think I gotta
platform.
go into the spears with the.
Why are you not shooting characters right?
Is there anything screening the?
Actually,
There we go.
Right now?
Not really. It
Oh,
was
yeah,
these
he's found
guys,
them.
But
Yeah.
I pulled from the wrong side.
Do you want? Do you want to?
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
If you want to,
Yeah, that way. Well, actually, it is a unit of 3, right?
still counts.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's I think it's 3 or more.
Yeah,
And
3
you're
or
still
more.
screened.
Okay.
Ryan being a nice guy and letting
Yeah, I
Being a
do.
nice guy.
Yeah.
Because AOS, like, it's different. Yeah, if we ever do anything like that. we
Yeah,
can
no,
totally-
I
it's all good.
appreciate that.
So the mana core is going to fire into the blanks.
Okay, that's fine. We're gonna get wiped out. -1 to hit.
3.
Oh, these are shooting. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. No,
6.
got greedy. Alright, so need 5s and then reroll 1s. Uh-oh. Nothing.
I'll take it.
Full miss.
I needed it.
So that's all my shooting. Is there a world where I charge these? I can't do that, right? Because you're gonna hit me back. I'm gonna die. That's stupid. No. All right. Bikes. Does it help me? Can you leave and then shoot next turn?
Yeah, I can retreat and charge and retreat and shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, those guys being alive is a problem for you.
Yeah, they're just gonna start touching things. Oh, I gotta shoot with this mortar. This mortar is gonna fire to these guys as well.
Grass.
That's be D6 shots for 6.
Not bad. 4s. Oh, could be worse.
And 3s. 1 wound.
Alright, 4 up. Nope, 1 dies. On a 4 up, he gets to shoot.
Oh, got it. Yep.
Nope, I actually forgot to do the 4 up over there. That's all good. So he is going to get pulled.
Alright. I think that is going to be it.
Okay. I lost 2 bikes here. Their leadership is 7. So on
Oh, because the sergeant died.
yeah. So on the 6, one run. They battle shock. Nope, they're good.
Cool. And these guys are
They're
probably
immune.
good.
I'm
They're
Somber
right.
Sentinels.
Oh, perfect.
I'm
Okay.
immune to battle shock for those things.
Cool. So, I just got to do my my secondaries. So I'll type.
Yeah, no worries. Cool. So then it goes to me.
And then what?
Primary, I only score 5, right? Because no, I control that one still, so I score 10.
Yeah.
Good. Yep. So I score 10 for primary. Thank God that's a rule in this map. Or
Right.
It would have been really. Honestly, I completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
And I was just extremely lucky that I ended up controlling that. So, movement. These guys are going to retreat.
So we get you for 10 for primary,
Yes, sir.
not 100. And then up at gain a CP,
Yep.
up to 5. Cool.
All right, so we have a very special guest commentator tonight. Hey, Logan, how's it going?
Hello. I don't know if I'm that special, but thank
So
you.
how are we gonna do this?
So you did know this is not a freebird game, right?
Yeah,
still here
I'm
anyway?
confused. There's no DACA
So these
chats
guys are
anywhere.
gonna retreat.
Um,
They're gonna come right over here.
oh, are those, what kind of bikes are those?
Right?
Which bikes?
The ones that he's moving in front of those Imperial Guard tanks.
Those are the Weavers.
Okay, so Harlequin bikes got up in there quick. Oh man, that can't be good. Are those Manticores?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so how's this game going then?
Mint.
Well, we're top of 2 now. It has been kind of a mixed bag. So Daniel was able to get a lot of stuff up in the center here, top of turn 1. His shooting phase was not particularly effective. Put a couple wounds on a tank,
Things, hopefully.
killed some guardsmen, and then charged the bikes from the center into a bunch of guardsmen here,
There.
which then now this in turn 2 have now moved up here so they can try and engage these manticores.
Spears.
Yeah, letting those bikes go in there and tag those Manticores. That seems really, really bad.
Yeah.
There is guys behind that doorway over there, right? In here.
Ryan's shooting phase was okay. A lot of Daniel's stuff is -1 to hit, so guard have kind of a harder time with it.
Oh yeah.
He was able to destroy a transport here, which guys got out. 5 players got out with fusion pistols. 1 died on the way out, and then 1 was killed later by a mortar. And then 1 in this tank shot a Hornet over here and destroyed it. Otherwise, the other firepower went down to some Shining Spears here and killed 2.
Yeah. So to me, it looks like the Eldar have taken the board, and Imperial Guard are kind of locked in their corner, and they're getting tagged.
Two.
Definitely doesn't look like
1, 2, 3, 4.
a good time for the Imperial Guard.
Also,
And they're gonna move 3 plus.
where is it? We had some guardsmen move down here, so they've captured center objective.
Run them. So they can move 8, 9, 10, 11. 8, 9, 10, 11. So we will run them.
Daniel does not have anything in reserve, and Ryan has a full detachment of Scions in reserve.
Okay.
Here.
All right.
And, what's the coherence?
Yeah, it definitely
in
seems like
48
Daniel just needs to
2 inches up.
hold on,
So you gotta be within
kind
2
of just
inches of 2
keep
models.
mitigating the firepower,
So a lot of people
and
will
then
be able to do
just
like a zigzag
Gotcha.
thing.
last to the end,
Yeah.
and just outscore my primary. I'm assuming. What are secondaries
For who?
for Daniel?
I don't need them to be that coherent.
So Daniel's got engage on all fronts, which is pretty easy to pull off with the configuration he's got. Direct assault, so as long as he's on his back objective there, he's good to go. And an assassination. He does have a Death Jester with the upgraded, or the relic rifle in one of the fusion boats. And the intent there was to pick off the guard characters. However, Ryan only has a couple of guard characters. He has 2 platoon commanders and 1 named character who's now the name I forget. Otherwise, the only characters he has are the tank commanders.
Ah,
So let me just look at Ryan's list real quick. He has Commissar Yarg, So Yark and the 2 platoon commanders are the only infantry characters he has, and then 3 tank commanders.
Okay. Well, with the Haywire, I guess you could have assumed that the Haywire was going to take care of them, but it looks like all 3 tank commanders are still chugging along.
Yeah, so the Haywire fired from the center up here into this one and only took 2 wounds off.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so he basically did, I think it was 1 mortal, and then something else took another wound off. That, yeah, unfortunately didn't work out. The other bike squad, which is now here, was out of range and was not able to fire.
All right.
That's that.
So what options does Ryan have then if he has 2 tank commanders tagged and his mana cores are tagged?
So he's
Not
moving on over.
a lot of good ones, I guess, is the answer to that.
Okay.
So this, I see what he was trying to do here was make it sure so there wasn't sufficient room to put those bikes. The fact that they got in there is unfortunate, and yeah, that's going to lock down a lot of stuff.
So
Yeah, you definitely with Imperial Guard. I mean, the tanks are so good, and the infantry just need to fan out and just fill in those gaps where you can't physically place anything.
Right.
okay.
But he does have, I think it's 4 units.
So then
Look at his
psychic.
list again real quick. So he's got,
gonna
yeah,
do,
4 units of Scions in reserve
Focused will on.
that he can still
the-
maneuver. So if he wants to clear out those bikes, he could potentially drop them next turn.
Which he definitely needs to. Like those.
We're gonna
What
do
weapons do those
focus
tank
will
commanders
on
have?
The
They have demo cannons and 1 las cannon on the hull.
dude over there.
Okay.
The Farseer.
So
see
in close
what
combat,
the,
or not close combat, but for
the
their firing
casting-
phase, if they're tagged, they're worthless.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Battle scribe.
I mean, when he gets charged, he's probably going to want to Overwatch just to, hey, maybe kill 1 bike. Because, hey, having the D6 damage on demo cannon,
A
you might luck out and kill 1.
6. Nope.
Yeah. Just
So then Farseer is gonna do smite.
if
Okay.
only Blast could fire into
Yeah, right.
into
So,
engagement
super
range,
smite,
he would
so
feel
D6.
much different.
Take 4,
2, 3, 4.
and then the
Who am I thinking of? There's actually
the Deuter
I think it's a
there
Death
is
Guard
going
plague
to do the
company.
same guy, it's into
Yeah, it's a Death Guard
Executioner.
plague company that can
Executioner
actually
goes
allow.
off on
They have
7
a way to
inhibited,
fire
but I
blast
double check.
weapons into engagement range.
Really?
Yeah, and I think I think
yes,
they're the
7.
only ones. I think I could be wrong. It could be like
4,
Poxmongers
super
is
one,
my
but you
guess.
still take D3.
But I think that
Take
their
1, and
specific
then
strategy
D4
is
again,
they get to do that. So
yeah, you know, that's the name of the
extremely
You got
niche.
it now.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be.
that's it
I think it'd be
for
kind of thematic if
Psychic.
Imperial Guard could do that too,
Shooting,
because they're
They
just
don't
like,
care.
yeah, like so.
bikes are going to shoot everything into
Danger
the
flows.
weakened
Chat confirmed Poxmongers,
Yep,
so
go.
there we go.
1, 2, 3, 4. These are
I feel better about myself.
There's only 3 of them.
I just
Oh,
pulled
3,
that
sorry, you're
right out.
3d6.
Without looking
so
at a book.
10.
Feel good.
3.
But yeah, that just seems like something Imperial Guard would do.
Three.
Is just
6, 8, 10. So hitting on the 4s because you smoke screen.
fire their big guns.
Right.
Like they see an enemy of the Emperor, they're just gonna unload.
Right.
3.
No care for themselves or anyone around them.
So 1 mortal and 1 save, and then D6 or D3. So you take 2 mortals.
Okay, and then I got a
and
regular
one-
save.
And then a regular save at -1.
Okay, 4.
So he's taking some
Let's see, so I
damage
took
here.
4 damage total.
Yep. 4 damage total.
From the bikes,
How many bikes? Do these bikes have line of sight of him?
Of this guy?
Yeah.
it looked
yeah,
like
for
it was
sure.
from the bikes up in the
Yeah, we're
corner.
gonna have to dump everything.
So the bikes in the
Firing
corner are not
That.
in
So,
engagement
46
range right
shots.
now.
No,
That's
they
amazing.
just moved in there.
Yeah, that would have been really good for Ryan to have like closed up ranks, so where he physically couldn't fit guys in between the 2 rows of tanks.
18, 20. These are
Yeah,
hitting on
because
3.
like you don't want to
sorry,
spread
four,
out
smoke
because then you're
screen.
just
Yep.
pushing yourself out there and then it's easier to get tagged. You know, you want to
I
just
mean, I'll take it. I'm
space your
overfilling
tanks to
shit
where
out of
he
them,
physically
but,
can't land a
I mean,
base.
I'll take it, right? Well, I shouldn't even say that. Just because
Yeah,
I said that,
being able
I'm
to
not
fit
gonna
those
go,
bikes
yeah, 1s and 2s
in
all day.
between The two,
So
not only
that's
that, but being able to
here,
fit there
and then
and not be in engagement range,
You take
so that you can still
2, 4,
shoot
6
at a tank commander.
models there,
Okay.
and then 2d3.
That's impressive.
Oh yeah. He's
So
done.
it looks like that second squad of bikes is really popping off on the board.
No.
well,
Alright.
my bikes are there too,
So
right?
explodes. Yep.
So he was able to kill that tank.
And 6. So the mortar team is toast.
And it's
And
how many
it
mortals?
exploded.
One?
D3.
Oh,
These guardmen are taking 3.
take
Oh.
it.
Wow.
Ugh, I don't want to see it.
These guys here are taking 2.
I don't want to see my bike.
I know. I need that.
Give me a 1.
No, he's walking it down. Is it going to be a 1?
Taking 2, so he's
Yeah.
down to.
You haven't rolled a 1 yet. You haven't rolled a 1
I know.
yet.
Come on.
When is that 1 coming up?
So we got 10 here. Yarrick is in. The Manticores are out.
And then my bike.
He's out. The other cards? I think they're out. Okay, cool. So the bikes. Here, I need a 3 here.
No, give me a 1.
A 2?
2. So I take 2.
Takes 2.
You want to put it on
Sure, yeah.
the back one over there?
Right here?
Yeah, that's guy.
So we got
Right, and then I gotta go Yarrick.
Kill him. Die, Yarrick.
He takes 2.
Is Yarrick within line of sight of the bike?
Yarrick is an
He but I don't
interesting
think I wanna
pick.
kill Yarrick by- or try to kill
He
Yarrick
gives
by
reroll
yet.
1s.
He
to
screamed
everybody
at the.
in an
Oh,
order.
that's right. You're right. So I can't even target him.
nice.
So
All right.
fusion pistols
I like it.
Into
But the tank commanders don't really
tank
need
over
that because
here.
they can order
So
themselves to
that's
reroll
4
ones,
shots
right?
into
They
the tank.
can, but he's using
So
the
you're hitting on
take
3.
command, sorry,
Order
the
smoke.
order
So 2 go
to
through.
strike and shroud.
These are
So they
wounding
basically get
on
Sure.
strength 8. So
force.
4.
That's cool. I like it.
Go through -4.
But real
D6. Since
what
they are within 3. I roll
regiment
2d6
is he
and
using
pick
for the
the
mana
highest.
cores?
So that's
using
6
a
on the first
custom one.
And then
Okay. I'm assuming
5 on
gunnery
the second.
expert.
He's gone.
gunnery experts and spotter.
Interesting. Cool.
Yarrick has 2 left.
You know, I like the. I believe it's. I believe it's
Then we're going to shoot
Destroy.
shurikens into
It's
them.
the one where they're
So
specific
they're
from the-
regiment.
from
The
them.
bikes, so they get
Strat is 1
2
CP. You
shots each.
add 1 to hit,
Let's
and so then you have out of the Psychic Awakening.
go wrong one.
I could have the regiment wrong, but then out of Psychic Awakening, if a mana core sees a unit, you can give it
Shining
+1.
Spears are twin
So you have
capitals
2
with 4
ways to give
shots.
+1s.
I
to-
don't think that the mana cores can get the benefit from that strat. I think it's infantry
These
only.
are
I don't
hitting on
know
3s.
that, but I think that.
Rerolling 1. if
Can I just say
want
that
to,
because
I want
mana cores
to.
hitting on 2s would be
No, we're
freaking
going to save
awesome.
it for the laser lance.
Well, it would be 3s.
Why not? Then we're wounding on
Oh, yeah.
strength 4, so 3s.
Yeah, 3s.
I should roll it
Oh
over
yeah.
there.
Oh my god, if they could. If there was a way you could
None
make
of
them
these
hit
count.
on
None of
2.
these count. Do it
Back in
again.
8th edition. Oh
You have
my
1
God.
at -3,
Okay.
and then 4 at regular.
4, and then I'll take some cover.
Yep.
For the building.
I ignore cover.
Oh, because that's
Yeah.
your.
Yeah.
I thought that was a night spin thing.
Nope.
Lose 3.
And then 1
Save
went
this.
Yeah, then 1
and
went
then 1. So I lose 4.
Yep.
So he's doing the ignore cover, and I'm assuming
We're
re-roll
gonna have 3 of the lasers.
a
hitting on
hit
3s.
and wound as his custom craft roll.
Reroll.
Yeah.
That's why we save it for the lasers.
It's great for
These are
those
strength 6,
weapon
so wounding on
platforms.
2s.
Oh yeah, totally.
They're really
I'll go through,
unassuming for
and
50
these are
points, but they
minus
definitely do work. I mean, they're holding his backfield objective. They're just plinking off. I mean, and guardsmen are
I
just
forgot to ask you
ideal.
this. When we're
Yeah,
shooting, if I choose to shoot with the people on the boat, do I have to choose to shoot
Oh,
with the
I got confirmed
boat as well?
Destroying.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they're 2 separate units.
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
they're
I think
I'm
open
2 for
top.
2.
So I'm
I don't
not
know.
sure.
I think they're separate units, so
Yeah,
you can
I-
probably do whatever you want.
I would have just allocated into the into them, but if you, it's up to you if you want.
No, yeah, you can do. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good with it.
So 3 into.
Sounds like Ryan's
uh,
being a good sport.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
shots.
A little bit of confusion, but this is what it's all about.
Let's see.
You can. Do you want? You can actually shoot the platoon commander too, because he's closest if you want.
So I'm gonna shoot him with a jester.
Just helping out.
I mean, I probably.
Where is he?
Inside.
Oh, he's in there. Okay.
Yeah, they get 2 of them. So we're gonna shoot into the back.
Didn't the troop master get out of this one?
So I just looked up.
Oh,
the
I'm sorry. You're right. The
Destroying
Jester's over
stratagem.
there. Yeah,
It
you're
does
right. So
apply
there's no
to
Jester there. So
any
yeah, I'm gonna
Yep.
shoot everything into
unit.
the boss man. So hitting on
And what's the
3s.
cost?
1 CP. So
very good.
just like the Psychic
Strength
Awakening is
6,
also
so
1
twos.
CP. So that's something maybe to keep in mind if you're interested in
So you
the
got 3 saves.
double mana core. You could go Destroying and get them hit on
What's the
3s.
HP? Anything?
AP,
But the gunnery
no, there's
experts
nothing
getting
AP
re-roll
does.
a number of shots.
So
I definitely see why those are really tempting.
Right.
Ooh, okay, take 1.
Oh, okay. take it.
The refractor field's only 5 up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Since he's
He
the
takes
closest
one.
one, he can shoot him as well, right? This guy.
Well, now you got these guys that are closer, and he's screened by them.
Well, we're gonna try and shoot him first then.
Okay.
So we're gonna shoot him with the Jesters. Oh man, dumping. Oh, you know what? We're gonna shoot with these guys first with their shurikens.
The little pistols.
Yeah, the gun. So 4 shots
Okay.
each.
Yeah, these shurikens are really great at clearing
We
out
wanna get
guardsmen.
rid of them
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
so
everything's
that
great. Clearing out
our,
guardsmen.
Like, guardsmen are just everyone's favorite
so
target.
Both. I'm just doing fast size, so both of them are shooting.
Yeah.
These are hitting on 2s. I'm sorry, I have to roll them separately. Farseer hits on 2s.
Got it.
Warlock does not. So strength 4, so wounding on 3s. So 2 go through into your guardsman.
5s. Save 1.
Then 4 shots into them as well, hitting on 3s this time. I should have re-rolled one on the previous one, but these are wounding on 3s.
Got it.
They all go through.
5s. Save 1, lose 3.
Huh, interesting. I can't really
Down
see
there.
from here, but I'm assuming he didn't roll
So
any
he's gonna shoot
6s
into
for
your
those
platoon
shurikens,
commander.
because
4
that
shots,
always
hitting
feels
on
good.
3s.
Keep you minus 3 out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Well,
just kill a
you saw them
guardsman.
that are
Right.
closer. Even if you can't see him, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Oh, then I can't shoot at the hero then, right?
Nope.
Okay.
He can, because he's the closest.
Right.
and there's
So
no,
because I can't see him, it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
matter. Okay, that works. So he can't shoot yet. We're going to shoot the support cannons into that squad. 2d6 shots.
Yeah. And here goes
9, 2, 4.
So now I will take cover.
support weapons,
Okay.
clearing them out.
3, 9. These are hitting. These are hitting on 3s. We re-roll 2 of them because they are
2 units.
2 units.
So he's doing take cover, so he's getting +1 to a save, and he's behind those.
Strength 6.
Oh, but the guy ignores
cover, yeah.
cover, so
they
it
all go
doesn't
through,
matter
2 of
that
them
he's getting
automatically
light cover.
die.
That gets ignored.
And then
Or what's the minus? Because I got
Minus
a bunch
4.
of stacking.
there are minus 4.
Okay, yeah. Then two are certainly dead.
4 ups on the rest
And
of
then
them.
you have 2, 4, 6 saves.
Okay, and I get no cover against this, right?
No.
Okay, so I have 6 saves at 4.
Yeah, because you have normally you're 5
5 and
yeah,
then take
6.
cover.
Yeah, take cover. Yeah.
Save 3, lose 3. Which is too many. You can shoot my platoon commander. Do I care? I don't think I care. I don't want to waste a CP on it. So now that there's only 2, he's
Now I
not
can
he's
shoot
not
them.
screened.
So he will shoot them there. Hopefully we can kill them. These are hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1. And then strength 7, so winning on 2s. Both go through at -2.
5 of invuln. Come on! Hey!
So 2 damage.
No! Too many.
So that's assassinate 3 for assassinate. So he can shoot into.
Are those Forge
He's
World
there to
models
block
that
you,
he's
dude.
got
So
in his
these
list?
two-
Yeah,
these
the Hornets
are
are.
going to shoot into
Hornets.
these guys over here.
That's what they
are there more than 10 there? Into the ones in cover?
There are.
Yeah.
8.
8, so I don't get the. Oh, I do get the 2d3. So
He
3,
had
3
he
minimum.
has 2 of them,
So that's 7.
and 1 blew up.
2,
So he's got 1
4,
left.
6.
They've got double full
7.
flavors, so
These are
that's
hitting on
pretty
3s
good.
from the 2 support cannons.
Or 3.
So he started with 3. He's got 2 left. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
And then wounding on 2s.
And they're super cheap. They're 80
So
points
you
each.
take 2 automatically.
That is really cheap.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4,
I
5
appreciate
saves at no
a
bonus
sub
to your
100 point
5s.
gun platform.
Lose 3, so lose 5.
Okay.
As an orc player, it feels great when it's this thing is less than 100 points and it's going to do some serious work.
So
Okay.
just to recap what has happened recently here, we had the bikes move up in the movement phase. Where is it?
Then I think all we have
Up here.
left
So they're going to be tagging
are-
some Manticores and potential tanks. We had
So charges.
the bikes here fire over
bike's
and
gonna
destroy
charge
this.
into your,
We had or took out a tank commander. Took out a tank commander here.
and 'cause if I
All
roll
of
it,
the
if
infantry
I
here
can-
was wiped
if
with
you-
a
if I-
combination
you'll
of
hit
psychic
with the
powers and
roll
other
of 29
firing
sixes.
stuff.
I'm gonna charge into
The
both.
mortar
Let's
team,
split.
I believe, was
Okay.
killed
So are
as
you
well.
gonna-
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to Overwatch
looking
with
kinda
the Manicore.
Okay.
Interesting
I'm going to
position.
spend 1 for Overwatch and
Manticore's
spend
been
1 for
kind of
defensive
not good.
gunners.
No.
So I'm 5s.
Not
Okay.
good at all. Those spikes are in
So I'm
their
down to 3.
ideal
Okay, I'll adjust it.
I'll take
strategic
that.
position.
cool, thanks.
He's also done a
these are
really
lower
good job
shots.
of
Does that affect
spacing out
also
his
since I'm -1 to
forces.
hit? Oh, it's
so
actually,
that when
I
those
don't know
scions
if
do
it's
come
minus
in,
one hit in shooting phase,
they have
that might
nowhere to
make a
land?
difference.
Yeah, I
Right.
think it's just add.
Smart
I'll look.
screening.
Defensive.
Pilot
Yeah, because
everywhere.
it's you opponent must subtract 1 from any
I was
hit
curious,
rolls. Oh,
man.
in the shooting
Yeah,
phase, so it
I
doesn't
mean,
matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Cool.
Leaving the
So you're
bikes
down to
there
3.
too, not
here's the
falling
number
back that
of
tank
shots.
commander was an interesting
I'll reroll
choice.
the 1.
I'm wondering what was the
Something
thought
big.
behind it. Maybe he wanted to just be able to fire into there, but I mean, or maybe he overlooked the blast.
5, 6.
Maybe he was thinking he was going to blast into there, huh?
No, he knew he
One
wasn't going to be able to
fives,
shoot.
and then
He
reroll
said
the
that. He
ones.
said, I can only fire the last cannon. But I mean, there was no
strategic advantage.
there's no advantage. If he backs out, he gets 0 shots. If he doesn't, he gets 1.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the one shot,
Couple.
the minus one
Twos.
is heavy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
And Yark couldn't jump
gotta
up
see
in there.
one
He's
of
got a
these.
claw, right?
Yeah, I mean,
does.
the arc's pretty decent.
Okay,
That's
so
Gascoigne,
1,
Gascoigne.
2, 3, 4.
4.
But the bikes at the time had a 3-up invul because they advanced.
There's a lot riding on this.
Yeah,
So
that's annoying.
All right.
So 4 ups.
Yep.
I should have advanced. So 2 go through. I
Yep.
think I think.
yeah,
this
interestingly
crucial
enough
sign
too, those
will
manticores
see
can
through
fire,
one.
and they can move and fire with no penalty.
Cool. So
Correct.
that goes through.
Yeah, so I
Seriously,
mean, I'm curious also too. You know,
Yep.
maybe you
well,
did want to
he's 3 wounds
spread
each,
them
so
or
you
have
roll
some
one,
reactive
right?
movement there.
They're
Oh,
not.
they're
They're not
flat
flat 3.
Oh,
you know.
okay.
It's
So okay.
Just
so
looking at the
then,
board state there, that would have been
not
kind
enough. I
of
need two
something
to
that
go
made
down.
sense.
4. I mean, I can still kind of.
Anything but what you got right now,
But I
man.
don't think he needed to. He just needed to bring the commanders or have an infantry
So we're
squad
gonna
back there to screen off
charge
the boats and
here.
the bikes.
Bring
Yeah,
both of them
I mean,
into
obviously,
combat.
it was a pilot maneuver
So
that
I'll
did
have all
that.
3
Yeah.
of them in combat.
And ironically, he only fit in there because
Should be-
he lost that one bike the previous round.
Good, because he's what, 1 inch?
Yeah.
If he had
the
still had 4,
irony.
he wouldn't
Okay,
have
so
been
these
able to
guys
fit
can
in
kind
there.
of be that far apart and still. So I'm going to put all 3 of them in combat.
Got it.
I'll charge. I'm going to charge the bike here into both those units there.
Okay.
So they're in. So he's just going to come in right here.
You know, this is definitely one of those kinds of games where you see this position and you're wondering, like, you know, like you see this and you walk away from your buddy's table and you come back
Actually, the
and he's
bike's
like,
charging
yeah, I
to
lost.
the-
And you're
the
like,
news
wait,
over there. Can you imagine
how did
how
this
far does
happen?
the bike need to
how did
go?
that happen?
Until the guys around
You know,
the building.
Steven,
I have to
maybe you
follow
can
around, so.
speak from
It's
experience,
worth- it's
like
not- I mean,
how
it
could
doesn't hurt
this
me.
kind of a
Not
position
trying.
just turn bad on you?
The way this position could kind of just turn bad on
Maybe
you.
like an 8.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something clever and creative. It's just
It's cocked.
I got nothing.
Nope.
So really, you guys, what do you think? He's got a bunch of scions in reserve,
Stuff in
4
hand.
squads of scions, plus support characters.
And Yark's gonna.
Can Ryan recover from this on his turn?
What is the
He's not. I mean,
regiment or whatever for the Scion?
They're Lambden Lions
Lambden
with plasma.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so if there were,
will-
I don't know how you
in
say it,
phase here,
Gorgonas,
I
then
will
they can
spend
drop,
a CP,
they can
so
drop
down
within
to
5
CP.
instead of 9. So
Wait, did I spend a CP?
because they're not, he's going to have to obey the 9-inch zone out rule, and it looks like all of the
reroll.
Eldar
Yeah,
are
so
within
down to
18
three.
inches
Yep.
of each other.
And
So
I
he's
didn't
going to
go
have
for
very limited options.
Right.
Yeah, you might need a hold. And then the thing that sucks is that most of his fire base is now not in an effective position to be able to affect that this next turn.
what I do.
You know, so you can't fall back with any of those vehicles. And I mean, what's left? Where's the other tank commander?
It's
Oh, I
up
think
at the
it's
top.
mine too. I should be at.
So
This is the only remaining tank commander.
oh, 2 tank commanders run away.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took him out.
Right, 1 or 2.
One got fusion boated here,
Okay, yeah.
and then the other one got haywired. The haywires popped off. Remember we were talking about that at the beginning? He just rolled
We'll fix it.
Bonkers, yeah.
crazy. Like
That
three
sucks.
more wounds than another 6.
there.
So yeah, I think based on what we were kind of talking about as turn 1 was developing, is that I think a lot of the play for Astra Militarum
fighting-
was the fact
I
that
need
they
to
needed to
fight
be able to
Yarick.
limit what was going to be able to
Charging.
affect those
No, you
tank
can now.
commanders.
Oh, I
Because
can't
you
fight.
need those
Okay,
tank
so I'm
commanders with
gonna
that ballistic skill that they
fight
have
into Yarick.
to be able
1,
to
2, 3,
really run rampant in the game.
5, 6.
And the fact that he
just with one.
one
Oh,
is in
one, so
combat and the
3.
other two are
So he's on
gone
3s.
is a precarious
Yeah,
scenario.
Strength
Yeah, and I think it
4
comes
times
from
4, so
not
we-
necessarily
one goes
effectively
through at
dealing with those bikes in your
okay,
lines
so you have 4
as much. You know, I mean, easier said than done. And I
then
think
3
I'm
and 2
curious on the
tank.
thoughts, and we'll find at the end of the game on you know why he decided to leave that one tank commander in combat. Because I mean, you need to blast off. I mean, look at
Yarick.
the rewards that those
Intervene.
bikes have
Or your,
left. It looks like they took him
interrupting.
off of that objective. It looks for so he only had that 5-point turn.
Well, it
It
doesn't
looks
matter.
like
It doesn't
they've
matter
also
because they already fought, so it
taken
doesn't
away
matter.
a
actually.
significant amount of his
yeah,
fire
you're right. I
support.
think you're actually right.
You know, those bikes
3
are
hits into the
gold.
guardsman
Just
over
running
here.
away.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what
Lottery
you're
team.
saying.
Y'all hit,
To fall
you
back,
two,
not
strength 6.
to fall back so you could shoot at them.
So 3
Yeah,
goes
you
through
needed
that.
to be able to shoot at the bikes. That was the issue because like staying in combat is one thing, but I mean,
Save 2.
Harlequins also don't.
Fine with me.
Maybe he forgot about too. Like the Harlequins just don't play 40k the
outside
way
of that, I don't think I
any
have
of
anything
them.
else.
kind of make
They
their
don't
own
have
rules.
any of the rules. You know, you can fall back and shoot, fall back charge, fall back and everything. So,
Cool.
you know, what's the point of
now
staying in
it's,
combat? So you just let them be protected.
Alright.
That's their
He's got
ideal
3
scenario.
attacks,
So I think that
hitting on
I think that he
twos,
needed to
but
fall back that
-1
one take
because of the
commander.
armor claw.
And,
Yeah.
So 3s. So 2
Go
hits.
through.
and now we're seeing.
But even with that, I don't know if
Three
necessarily would have been able to
strength
kill him.
is
The 3 up involves just a lot.
Well, then you just use your volume fire. I think.
Right.
I think you. I mean, you
Nope.
you don't necessarily need to put your high quality guns into them. I mean,
Not
also
that
there's
kind
some
of three.
demolisher
So
cannons.
he takes
It's only 3 bikes. You press that 3-up save, they're gonna fail a couple here and there. and
Right.
He can only fail 3 of them.
Do you
So I mean, maybe you do,
the-
because I mean, once
the
again, I
one
mean,
and
look
two
at
whirlwinds.
the opposite.
Here's the outcome. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Farther
You
away
know.
from the
Yeah.
whirlwind. I care more about keeping the whirlwind.
And then I mean, he already had damaged the shining spears and had them with back
so
bikes.
back?
So I mean, he
Yep.
wasn't really looking at
Give any-
much
give
of a
any-
retaliatory
No, sir.
So some
turn
guardsmen,
2. You know, without those.
and then 2 more.
You know, the support weapons are going to kill guardsmen. You know, one of the Hornets was down. There wasn't a ton of heavy weapons out there. The
some
fusion boat could
whirlwinds.
move, yeah. But that's another one too.
3
That's
attacks
you know,
each.
you could have effectively
Sixes,
screamed.
nothing.
So I mean, I'm curious to see what happens here.
Lehman Russ
I
over
mean,
here. He's still full.
Never say never.
He's
Harlequins can
81
die
now.
here from these
And
things, but it's
no,
just he needs to deal with those bikes.
3 up. Saves.
Cool.
I need that save.
All right.
We got a clutch
Outside
save.
of that,
Yeah, the Scions can
I
come in. They can hurt a
uh,
boat. You know,
another
kill
3
that
for
stuff. But
engage.
it's you really wanted those tank
so I'm at
commanders and
6
mana
for
cores
engage.
to take out the bikes, and you're losing tank commanders, and the bikes are still in play.
Yep.
I needed the Overwatch for that.
I'm assuming Eldar went first.
Yes.
Engage on all fronts.
big deal.
Then
Yeah.
I scored assassination.
So I'll be up to 30.
So assassination, I only scored 3, right? So far.
No, because you get the 2 tank commanders as well, so you should be at 9.
Oh, okay. I'm at 9 then. Oops. Fat fingers. And then for mission direct assault,
3.
I'm at 6 total now.
I like the objective markers.
And secondary.
look good.
Okay, cool. So
I appreciate
primary,
that
I'm
they're
at
all
10.
facing the
For
correct
your
way.
I
primary,
made sure that
you
that
are at,
was the thing.
Whoa, big
5.
brain.
Okay. Boom.
I think we had them on stream before, and they were just kind of all over the place.
Yeah, that hurts.
And we are.
But what
on
if somebody
turn
wants to
2.
watch the stream laying down?
Yes.
Well,
Turn
there's,
2.
as long as they're not watching it upside down, they're fine.
Right, but they would be
Oh, I
looking
need
at it from
morale
a
here.
different angle. So
Oh,
if
yeah,
you can't do the
morale
90
over here,
degrees,
too.
so that cater to
Those
those.
guys are
We'll
good.
put one
and
at
then
each.
These guys
Different angle.
Sure.
are
So
not
every
good.
way you look at it, it'll work.
Sarge.
No, see, Logan just thinks
So
himself.
you're at 2
Well,
CP
and
equals
see,
3.
still-
Not laying down people across the world.
Okay.
If you're laying down, you're still, you know,
And
your center of gravity,
update.
your mind
I'll let you do your
automatically just kind of
secondaries in a bit.
adjusts to like I'm the one that's sideways, not the screen.
Let's see.
Are you speaking for everybody that lays down?
Yes.
Okay. Bold
What
statements.
does that mean?
How many missiles they have left?
Oh, they actually have a limited amount of missiles.
They only can shoot 4 times.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I believe we're
I did
into
not
the
know that.
we're
Yeah,
in
so you
the
just keep track.
the start of the Astra Militarum.
Yeah,
We're
like-
bottom
Yeah,
two right
yeah,
now.
that'd
Okay.
be pretty sweet.
Yeah, Astra
Let's
one
see.
second. So let's see what happens here.
Oh, you moved these guys?
Yeah, they moved out.
There needs to be some reserves. There needs to be a pushback for the midboard.
Let's see.
I mean, I would
That's
kind of say
everyone's
he's
Everyone's
got to kill those bikes. He's got to free up those mana cores.
Yeah.
And I hate dropping deep strike stuff into your own deployment zone, but
There
Hey,
is
man.
like no other legal place to put them.
right. Well, there's I mean, the little 5-man squads they can fit in little areas.
These
So
are
Right, maybe top left.
There's probably a spot right here. If that means anything, probably not. There might be a spot right around here where you can squeeze in 5 guys.
Well, I don't know because like
they're gonna come in
it,
here.
it seems to me it seems like he's
That's your
pretty
heavy
good,
weapon
pretty well
speed, right?
spaced,
Just,
18 inches
special
from
weapons.
himself. But no, yeah, that bottom dents there might be a place.
But it's like right in the center because you've got the spears over here, you've got the hornet over here. You really don't want to be close to any of this stuff though. He's got the Farseer on the bike, the Warlock, I think the Death Jester and some other stuff, and then you've got the hornet here. So there's not a lot of great targets either.
And how does that work with the Farseer Auspex skein thing? Does the shooting unit have to be so
Yes.
certain distance to the Farseer?
Yes, the shooting unit I believe has to be within 6 inches of the Farseer.
Okay.
And the Farseer has to be able to see the unit that they're going to be firing at.
Tough.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Come on,
There's nothing right there that's great for that usage. Optically, you want to use it on like Dark Reapers or something similar.
So that's okay.
Here's a question.
Get 10 man.
You can only
4
fire
plasma.
4 Death Strike missiles per turn, right?
If they can fit.
Per game, yeah.
Per game. So Overwatch counts that?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Interesting.
And that's definitely not a good feeling if, you don't get to even fire all 4 shots because you were tagged for a couple of turns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feels bad. You want to be out of shots by turn 5.
Absolutely. You need to be out. Well, I mean, you need to be out of shots by the end of the game. But I mean, if you still have shots on turn 5, it just means that, yeah, you know what it means.
It's one of the big.
Nothing good.
Nothing good at all.
Everywhere. Oh, there.
That could be here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So looks like he's making some plays over here to try to blast some objectives.
Back 9.
Yeah, just the plasmas in front.
Yeah, he can blap those spikes, free up the objective. It gets him out of it. He won't get 3 points for engage also, which is, I guess, something.
4 plasmas and then
But it also
6
puts a
out.
bunch of guys out in the open across the board that only move 6 inches. So
Did he take? I don't think he took engage. He's got stranglehold. He's got direct assault, and he's got.
You bastard.
What was the third one he took?
That was the plan.
Was it
Try to
engage?
keep you out
Oh,
of the board
assassinate.
as long as possible.
No,
for Daniel,
Or
Double Z took it.
zone you
Yeah.
out as
Yeah.
best as possible.
no, Daniel didn't take stranglehold. I thought he took engage.
I'm confusing you
Hold on.
because I was definitely speaking about Ryan. So
Oh.
if you were talking about the Harlequins, then you're absolutely
I
correct.
was
He
talking about
definitely
Harlequins,
has. He definitely has engage on all fronts. Yes, assassinate, engage on all fronts, and direct assault. Which his Daniel's play on direct assault also has been really solid. He did that like wedge maneuver. They were able to run up a touch at one time, and now it's just like not
You know
happening.
they're not
So
away.
I think he's playing pretty good as far as the movement goes for that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Dudes.
Yeah, the movement seems all good. Everything's layered in the Eldar army, even if he does kill off those bikes and the fusion boat and the other bikes up there. He's still got another wave he can easily just push up and keep playing his game.
Baby thing here.
So he's trying to get in that little pocket. It's difficult. Very difficult.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
And then from these guys, I got.
But you're saying there's a chance.
Okay.
I mean, there's not a you've already, but there's not a
4
lot
bases in there.
drop.
4 little dudes.
We can try it.
You know,
and we'll
talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
dropping
yeah.
Put 'em
heroes,
in, and then
and
we'll
a lot of
see if we
people,
can,
with
minutia
their
them into
Valkyries and whatnot, take a
being
lot of
right
these
there.
Scions, and then I mean Ryan's just running the Scions as normal.
They need to go back.
I'd be curious just on regular
from the
guard squads in a Valkyrie, just dropping them out of whatever special weapon team in a Valkyrie, drop it, 35 points. Sweet.
Yeah, at the beginning of ninth, I was definitely liking the idea of just the 3 special weapon squads, the 3 command squads, give them all plasma. Yeah, it's like 21 plasma guns
so they're still
just for 1 CP coming out of strategic reserve.
But the special weapon squads still hit on 4s.
Yeah,
So
he's the farthest.
it's not the best, but it's like 45 points
Yeah, but
for.
it's so cheap. Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, if you do some damage for 35 points,
Hey.
to put it in perspective,
Right.
it costs less than a single liquid.
And then.
How about this for perspective? For 45 points, you can get a mech gun, which also hits on 4s, which has a strength 8,
These guys are gonna move here.
D4 with speedball, D6 damage gun,
Yeah.
48 inches.
Okay.
So what you're saying is you get half of a tank command.
So I think that's.
For 45 points, compare that to a 45-point special weapon squad.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure we could get a freebooters comparison.
But I mean, if you're going to spend that many points, why not go with Scions and get PS3?
Because now you're trying to make Astra Militarum Space Marines. I think that it needs to be cheap and effective is what it needs to do. When you start sinking points into like elite stuff in Astra, I am skeptical. I think it needs to be in the mentality of like, all right, I could buy some Scions, but
Tempestus command squads are only 80 points with special weapons.
Yeah.
That's,
but how much is a regular command squad of special weapons?
65.
Okay, touche. I can see the value there.
So maybe you just take all the command squads. Maybe you take 3
But I think
Imperial
there's also
Guard.
limiters on how many command squads you can take. I think you have to have one platoon commander for each one.
Give
Too.
me
Company commander.
Company
Yeah.
commander.
Yeah. So you have to have
It's like right there. Okay.
3 company commanders and 3 Tempestus commanders, whatever their
So
name
you're just
is.
giving up all the assassinate, and then your guards. So you're giving up all the
But-
bring it down and all the thin the rings.
The Tempestus guys, they can deep strike for free, so you just throw them into reserve
Routed over here.
and then just drop them in your corner. So it's like, yeah, take assassinate
orders.
against me, and I'll just play hide and seek.
Move from these guys.
Yep. So just gonna walk on up to
Yeah.
the middle. Yep.
We're doing it.
Reroll ones.
I'm not really sure what we're doing anymore, but
Reroll ones.
We're doing it though.
wound,
Okay.
And that's it.
Sounds good.
Try and look up the special weapons squad. I can't believe they do that too.
The regular
I'll do all this
Astra
first.
Astra special weapons.
Mana
team.
cores.
It's 40
Fire
points for 5 guys.
Yeah,
And then you
but
got
then
to
you
go
got to pay for the weapons.
Yeah. They
and
got
it is, are you got the updated points?
So he's
Yeah.
gonna shoot heavy
Okay.
bolter.
And
into
it's
this guy.
3
If
points
the
for
heavy
plasma
bolter works, then the missiles will go here.
So what's
Okay.
that bringing? How much were they?
minus
45.
It says 3 models may replace their last
that
gun with
in-
an item
Yep.
from the
It's
special
just
weapons.
any.
Oh, I get it anyway from
6
the
points
heavy
or
weapon.
9 points total.
okay.
49 points for 5 guys and 3
One hit.
plasma guns.
Nope.
Doesn't wound. Same thing from the other
I
one.
know what
Pretty
you're
cheap.
thinking.
Same.
Yep.
He's thinking about his neck gun.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like, wow, a mech gun is 4 points cheaper. Oh, and it has ramshackle and it's
last
toughness
game,
5,
Miss.
6 wounds.
Yeah, all right.
When you put it that way,
Pistol.
When I put it that way, why not
So
play
Logan,
it?
is that all in the new codex you just got? Must be nice to have a new codex.
yeah, just kicking Astra while they're down.
He's got a storm bolter.
Full bail line.
Oh, he's got 2 pistols. All right. So here's the bail eye on a 2. Okay. But he rerolls his own hits. And then it's strength 3, so 5 doesn't wound. And then he's got a bolt pistol as well.
Yark,
He shoot both his
not
pistols.
doing real well in the
I
shooting
think you only
phase
get
here.
one weapon to shoot with, right? I think vehicles and such can shoot with all their weapons.
No,
I could be wrong. I don't know. I
shoots his
don't
eyeball,
play
doesn't
this enough to know
Yeah, that's
whether
what
or
it
not
does,
you can
isn't it?
shoot with all of them. But
yeah, your unit can shoot with all of its weapons, but you have to
maybe
choose:
those
are
three
you
things
shooting
tell
with
us yes, we can, and then we can-
non-pistols or
we can resolve
pistols?
that then.
All right, so over here, the special weapons squad
Yep.
is gonna supercharge and fire everything at these guys.
Got it.
So it'll be 6 shots.
There goes your special weapon squad.
Here we go.
And I'll roll one at a time in case anyone dies. Hits. Jesus. All right.
Where were those?
nobody
for
died on
your,
that.
I know. I need this for the mana core.
Yeah, hits too.
strength,
Should be 2 wound.
okay.
So you got 4 at minus a bunch.
4 up. So 4 ups. So 2 go through, or 1 goes through.
Yeah, 2 damage.
2 damage. So that kills the bike.
And then the other squad, or the las guns, which really. Oh, sorry, the rapid fire. So 3 las guns shot.
Were
No, you're
these,
good.
were these part of the ones you rolled?
Nope.
No. Okay.
These need to be 2 wounds, no AP.
No AP. So 4 ups.
Or these should be 3s, right?
Oh,
Isn't there
3s.
base
Yeah.
3?
I believe so. I'll double check.
I think it is. And then the other squad, same thing. So we got 4 plasmas over there. And then 4s.
Yeah.
That guy's dead. So 1 guy's dead. 2 guys are dead.
Alright. So 2
So
died.
2
You
guys
going
are
down on plasma?
or die.
Yeah, so he didn't have a commander there to give him reroll ones, I guess.
Yeah, it's just 2 guys ate it.
So 2 go through. I think I killed both of them.
Yep, that'll do it.
No, they have 3 wounds,
Rapid
right?
firing with plasma.
They're 2 wounds each.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they're both dead, right? Yep.
But he did wipe those bikes, so
Ah, those were the
Alright, over here,
spears. Yeah,
firing
they're
into
only
this,
2
into
wounds.
this boat.
It's kind of
right
rough.
Yep. -1 to hit.
here. Gonna shoot
Showing
the
the
science.
age of that book.
So here's the side.
But both of these books are about the same age. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Rerolling 1s.
Harlequins are quite a bit newer, though, right? Didn't they get
no, so 1 guy
somewhere
dies.
near the tail end days?
This is T5, so
Did you? 2
That
plasmas
was
died.
longer than a few weeks ago, so I have no idea.
Whatever,
doesn't
yeah.
matter. Okay.
They're gonna move anyway. Yeah.
Oh, they can move?
No, after later.
Oh, later,
Nothing's
okay.
in range. So, so those are the hits. And he rolls 1s to wound from the order.
Okay.
But-
So T5,
No. So 3 wounds.
3 wounds at 4 ups. 2 go through.
Flat 2.
So 4 damage.
He's got 4 left?
Yes.
Or
He has 2 left.
Okay.
Yep.
This squad's in the same thing.
On that boat.
More plasmas?
More plasmas.
Oh, baby.
And they're supercharging also.
Sick.
So one guy dies.
Oh,
No, they
that
don't.
was the other
Yeah, it's
squad,
from the other squad.
So one dude dies here, right?
Oh, no, sorry, it's these guys.
Oh, okay. One dude died there, and then one died over here.
Yeah, so I pulled him. So I got 3 of those guys out. 1 wound.
Okay, so 4 up. We need this. Come on.
No!
Got it.
Some hotshot las guns.
4 up and full.
I got 6 of them.
Let's go. -1. 5 up.
Yep. That hurts.
Rolling so well.
I don't think it does, so. Because,
So,
okay, so fusion
5,
boat
right?
dies.
Yep, you got 1.
The guys
At,
pop out
4 up?
in 3 inches. They can easily
that's
not the
walk
one I need to
over
go
to that
through.
manticore and just dunk it.
Yeah.
We still got some shooting over here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Move, advance, shoot, charge. Just do their
So-
Harlequin
Can't
thing.
advance and fire the pistol though.
Oh, you need a specific mask for that?
So usually what people do, so if you're soaring
They're
spite,
rotting.
all your
Yeah.
pistols turn into assault weapons.
Ah, okay.
If they are embarked in a flying transport or fly already.
Okay.
This guy's gonna supercharge and shoot over here.
So he did fit some guys in there.
Yeah.
What's the range on him?
24.
Oh.
I'm just measuring for rapid.
I don't know, he's
So
putting
this
a lot of
guy's
firepower
gonna shoot
into that
here
one thing, and I just don't think
and
it's gonna
overcharge. These 3 are
necessarily
gonna shoot
change.
here and not overcharge.
Into the hero?
Then, oh no, sorry, not true. These
Oh,
guys.
okay.
Cool. Into the troops.
Yep.
So I'll roll the 3 into the troops first because it doesn't matter for them because they're not overcharging. 4 hits, 2s, 3 wounds.
Into the troops? Okay, so 4 ups. So 2 die. On a 4 up, they get to shoot. So, first one
They are way out of range.
shoots. So hitting on 3. Wounds on a 2.
Wait.
Wounds
going on
and
here?
So
Who's
completely
Whoa,
random out
he's,
there.
You want,
he's
or-
within
Uh,
12, right?
It's a 6 inch range.
got
I have to
two.
shoot
Okay,
to
cool.
them. So 1 dies.
Cool.
And then the other one doesn't shoot
Oh,
on 4.
no, he's saying he's shooting. He just pulled from
then
something
2 die.
right in front of.
He's shooting
And
hot
here's
shot
the one
labs.
into the.
No.
Oh.
Didn't Ryan just pull from this unit right here? Is that a unit of guardsmen right there?
Yeah,
Yep.
that is a unit of guardsmen. It's like 3 or 4 dudes.
Not great.
Oh, I thought they died on the ground.
Not
These guys are-
great.
They're alive and doing well on the middle
yeah.
objective, scoring points.
Sorry about that. I thought
Close
they
combat.
So yeah, he's got his
yeah,
dudes up
charges
in the
if you're
top
gonna charge
top
anymore.
left. They're rotting. He should be able to
They
score
fell
some
back, they fell
strangle
back.
or some direct assault
I guess
again.
we can do charges here.
Yeah.
Taking the
that special
secondary,
weapon
the
squad's
problem
gonna
is
charge.
what he's seeing. I think is the big issue is
Nope.
the reason guard is not that competitive, which is the same issue with like beat
they'll
circles and all that
charge
stuff.
too.
You can't hold primary.
Hey, they make
You know,
it.
Yeah, you can steal it.
yeah, you can steal, you can limit your opponent, but they can just blast all your squishy little stuff off of there, and you're not going to hold the objective.
Get off me. Get off me.
Oh, look at that.
They're hitting on 3s?
Charge.
No, 4's in close combat.
Oh dang!
They only know how to shoot. They
They
skipped the
they
close combat
skipped
day.
melee. I think I want him to survive, so I will spend the 2 CP. Well, that's in fight phase, so I'm debating if I want to. Give, how many attacks do they get each?
Just 1. The Sarge has a chainsword, but
Outside of that, they're hitting on 5s, wounding on, or hitting on 4s, wounding on strength 3.
yeah, 6s. Are you T6? No, you're T5.
I'm T5.
So they went on 5s.
5s. 4s and 5s.
Yeah.
1 attack each. I'm gonna take my odds. I mean,
Cool.
if it dies, it dies.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
I don't think 2 CP is worth keeping it alive. I get my troops after anyway, so.
So they'll pile in.
Decides to go the Cal Drago strategy.
Yeah, they got out, right? Aren't they these guys?
And what is that? Like,
No, that's the one you
He
destroyed.
dies. He
Oh, okay.
dies.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
still,
only 1 unit of troops got out.
Yeah. And the unit of troops over there.
Yeah. Okay. What do I have? 9, right? Because somebody died? Yeah, 9. 3, 6, 9, and then 2 more for the Sarge.
Guard's been going in trying to punch that boat to death. It's only got 2 wounds left. See what happens.
Looks like a healthy number 4.
Yeah, it needs 5 to wound.
3 of them.
3 of them.
3, that's
Alright.
enough.
It dies.
Hey!
6. Nope. So
Okay. Guard melee.
I will roll 5 dice to see if any of them. On a 4 up it shoots.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's dudes in there.
It
Yeah,
does. So it does get 6 shots.
4 fusion guys and 1 regular.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hitting on 3s.
This isn't heavy, is it?
No, it's assault. Hitting on 3s. Rough. 4 miss.
Okay.
And then wounding on 2s.
They were shocked by
2
guard
go to
charging them.
4s. Oh.
2 die. Thank you.
Fire both of those guns. I'm just checking real quick.
And then Skinny Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
Well,
go
some
that
of the
4,
signals
5.
thing, when you die, you can shoot.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
But I
all
don't know if
good.
it says
So let's
shoot a gun or 2. He's got 2 on the.
It's one. You may make one shooting attack with one gun,
These guys aren't long for this one.
right? Like the Astartes banner.
I mean, surprisingly, they're good against guard, but
Or it could be a old,
Well, I'm just checking it real quick.
a terrible old rule that just says you may go ham when you
It
die
might be.
because 8th edition.
Then you go first over here.
Yeah, you may shoot with one of its range
dump
weapons.
3 shots, 3 hits into old Bale Eye here, hitting on 3s. Oh man. Then wounding on 3s. No, strength
4s,
4.
right, T4.
1 goes through at -1. Okay, these minus
No.
2, but it doesn't matter. These are 2 damage flat.
Uh-oh. 3 up. Save.
And then he takes 1 more, right?
No, sorry, he took the first one
Oh,
because I failed the
so he
saves.
goes to
And then
3.
the second, his last wound,
this is gonna be
he
grim.
uses 3
I
up.
think
Okay,
this
so
is
he's
grim.
at 3 up now. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
1 wound left.
Then the other 3 into the tank over
I think
there.
Ryan's doing his best to try and come back to this, but it's just
Alright, moves on
yeah,
6.
the board control is not in his favor.
The thing is,
Question
too, if you don't get a lot of reps against Harlequins, it's really difficult to, like, you have to really remember that it's
alright,
not a
tank.
conventional game of 40k
Oh,
where
absolutely not.
you get charged, they're stuck in combat, okay, these
3
guys
up,
are going to be swinging at
4
that
up.
thing for whatever,
No,
and then
3
they got to
up.
fall back
No,
or do their own thing.
Well, so 1 damage.
No, they're going to jump out and tag
Man,
everything
core.
else and hit what they want. You have to kill it.
Yeah, and it
They're running you over even though you're flying.
so many weird things. A lot of them are strategies.
The other mana core.
Getting a 3 up invul and anything.
Nope. And
It's
alright.
just so good.
Right, yeah.
But then, yeah, you're right. Being able to
You
do your
are
fight,
why?
go back, and then charge, shoot something else, and then charge
that's
something
it.
else.
Yeah, it's just it's a much more mentally complex game. So like when you're
so
playing that game, you
scoring
also have
for
to be
you,
aware of all these things which you're
control
not
one objective.
typically aware of.
But that was
So
the
like
beginning.
it'll
Yeah,
I mean,
5, so
I've had a few
beginning
games
of my
against
turn,
them.
I score
It
15.
So I don't
gets
get stranglehold.
frustrating too because
I
I
don't
feel like
control this,
sometimes
yeah, I
that
get
fatigue
nothing.
sets in towards the late games and like one
So
thing you don't see
15
can
for me
cause like what's
primary.
happening here
Yeah.
where
Right.
your
We'll
game
let you
falls
put your
apart. You know.
secondaries in again because
Oh, yeah.
they got erased.
Okay.
And now, beginning of my turn, I go up a CP. So
Yeah, you can see a bunch of weird stuff with
Movement.
Harlequins. I mean, with the right combination of strats and warlord traits and stuff, you can move up, you can advance your fusion boat, have a guy, the guy jump out,
Yeah, like
charge,
Fight.
attack,
This dude's
and then
going
fall back
18
into the
over
boat
here.
again. And it's like,
yeah, just a bunch of
Okay.
stuff going on. Like you think you're safe. Like all right, that guy's
Coming in
clearly
hot this way.
he's 22 inches away from this objective. All right, no big.
Did you put your CP in?
Next turn he's on there.
I
Yeah. You're like, what just happened?
have not put the
that
extra
thing's
CP
auto
on.
move 22 inches.
Yep.
And then it shot, and
Yeah,
then it
one more
charged.
unit to
What's going on?
destrike that I
What
don't
is going on?
Um,
Shout out to a little bit of celebrity appearance from
we're
Mr.
going
Logan
to
Heath
actually
himself.
Take the Jester
Xeno's
out
petting,
finally.
petting zoo alumni.
And first
he's
Warmaster.
8-inch,
And the very
so
first
8,
Warmaster
9,
himself
11,
commentating on the Warmaster Challenge.
11 this way.
So we're at the beginning of turn 3 here.
I've been horrendously using him.
With
I've been
a
improperly using him this
45-point
entire time, so
differential.
that's okay.
I would say,
Poor Wolf Spiders haven't been
not trying to be
doing anything
negative
all
here,
game,
but I think that that's
kind of the name of
insurmountable.
the game sometimes. I should be able to kill those,
I
no
personally
problem.
don't see a path to victory here unless,
Home
like,
away is
Ryan gets the
flying
most
here.
amazing rolls that we have ever seen.
And I mean, even then, how does that happen? I mean, he has essentially
These guys
like
are
15
dead.
guardsmen
I don't care.
and then 3
There's
tagged
people in
tanks.
there, right?
So imagine a
Well, just
perfect
the
storm where
There's no more
Daniel
No more
rolls
troops,
below
so you
average
have
on
to kill the
everything and doesn't
platoon guy.
kill a significant amount of all the plasma.
Yep.
And then
So,
Ryan's Manticores kill bikes in melee,
There you go. Okay.
since we're dreaming.
Okay. They free themselves up.
They free themselves up.
They
and
drop
then-
the hammer
Yeah, and
Game
then
on.
Ryan has a whole turn to dump plasma at point blank range into everybody
and not die.
and not die. I mean, he could potentially clear off
Hey man,
2 table quarters.
stranger things have happened.
Yeah. Now is that going to happen?
are
Unlikely.
No, it's not gonna happen.
coming in.
It is not gonna happen. Yeah, I think the major fault here is I'm curious to. It's gonna be interesting when we ask him. I'm curious to see what his thought process was on the issue of those bikes. I wonder. I personally kind of believe he might have just been like, "Oh dang, I forgot they could do that." You know, like,
baby retreat
you know.
this way.
I think you're right on that. Although he did ask Daniel for clarification on if they could
What's the range
disengage or
when they blow
fall
up?
back and then charge, and you said yes.
6 inches when they blow up.
I think Ryan underestimated the amount of firepower
I
that
mean,
the
if
bikes
it
really
blows up,
output
it
against
blows up.
vehicles
It's
because the
the
first
name of the
firing
game.
turn they did 2 damage.
Max that at all.
She's like, oh well, okay, I can absorb that. And then all of a sudden, the other one does whatever it was, 14 mortal wounds, just absolutely disintegrates one tank.
You're like, oh.
And then we had mentioned it earlier,
Yeah,
the
I
positioning
think
of the
we're gonna
fusion
spend
boats
a
versus
CP
the tank
on
commander
it
was going to be
and
key.
go
If Ryan moved out, he was going to be in range, and he did, so we lost the bottom tank to that. But that's where we get into the deceptive
he's gonna move
speed
8
of
plus 6.
Harlequins, where they can just kind of reach out or move faster than you think they should be able to, and really just put a lot of high-quality shots in.
Yeah, I think that also. I mean, those Manticores could have gone into those backline screens, like the if he had taken out those support platforms and the warp spiders back there, then it would have been an interesting game because as all of the Harlequins want to move forward, there's nothing behind them, and then he can kind of play. He can kind of pop up behind them with the
You
sign.
got
That would
other,
have
you have
been
other
interesting.
things to worry about, I guess.
Hard
These
to
guys
predict, though.
can
I mean,
move 22.
the thing is that sucks about deep striking against Aeldari is there's just so much movement that they can effectively screen where it's important. You know.
Over here.
Yeah, screening with Aeldari is weird, at least to me, because yes, you've got so many options to move long distances and screen out huge parts of the board, but you typically don't have anything that's low value. Everything is expensive for Harlequins,
Right.
Well, for Harlequins and for just craft rolls in general. Everything is pricey, so you don't have a lot of just not like guardsmen. You can throw guardsmen out
So I
there and
think
lose,
that's
who
it
cares?
for movement.
But you don't really get that with craft rolls. I guess you could argue with like Guardians or something, but then you've got I don't particularly like
So
Guardians.
they are about 9 inches away.
good.
They're expensive for what they do.
We have to bring
guy is
10,
about-
and they're
It's
more
from the hole,
expensive than
right?
guardsmen, but they die just as fast.
So they're about
Right.
8, so he's closer. So we will do focus will on the warlock, on the Farseer from the warlock.
Got it.
So focus will goes off on a 6.
Oh,
Oh,
you're good. It still counts.
it was a 10.
Yeah.
Then I always forget if it's +1 or +2. I think it's just +1.
Oh, to cast.
To the cast. So
Yeah, so he's using the
add 2
warlock
to the
to
total.
try and
So he's gonna do smite into your big
bolster
dude.
the Farseer. Try and get some
5,
bonus
6,
to
7,
the
8, 9. I will
cast roll
use
to
the ability
really
to
just
reroll a single
destroy
dice.
destroy whatever he wants with smite
So
damage.
9.
Cool.
So you take D3. Takes 3.
7.
And then we're going to do Executioner. It's a 9 again. So D3. 3. 4.
So
Total of 6.
yeah,
4
6
left.
mortal wounds off the Farseer into there.
We're going to
That's
dump
good.
2.
I don't think you even need it.
That's
The
it for
bikes still
psychic.
have
I
to
don't
shoot.
have anything else.
Cool.
We're going to go into shooting. Shooting wise, the 2 are going to shoot into your leftover dude right here.
Here?
Yeah, those 2
Cool.
are going to shoot into him. That's 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 6s. So you take 1 mortal and then D3 mortals. That's 2, 3 mortals.
Down to 1.
God damn. That's brutal. Then we're going to
Ooh, is that the haywire?
shoot
They
all
just didn't
4
quite
into
get
that
it done?
manticore that's
Down to
left
1.
over there,
Here?
right? Yeah.
Okay.
So 46 shots.
It's like we were
10,
saying,
12, 13.
the mortals is what, depending on the mortal wound output for that,
Right.
because the regular shots, you wouldn't have 6s, it's not good.
12, 13. These are hitting on 3s. Hitting on 6s. So you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mortals, and
Got
then
it.
D3. 9 mortals.
I think he's down to 11, so maybe down to 2.
The firing into the manticore's there. Looks like he's going to put 1 down to, I think, 1 or 2.
They have 11.
Yeah, 11. So
It
down
will
to
go down to 2.
Down to 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bottom bracket life.
Yeah.
This one's gonna shoot into that one.
Right here?
This, yeah, into the weakened one, so 4 shots. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1. They all hit. Strength 7 to your T8. So
T7.
T7, so 4s. Re-roll 1. So 2 go through at -2.
I'm going to go get them to update the counter real quick.
No problem.
Don't tell me it blows out. No, okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Uh-oh. Could we do something?
Oh, God, of course.
Oh, I
One
hit
thing
it,
we
turn
can-
3.
You told us. You told us.
I updated to turn
Yeah,
2.
top
I
of
didn't
3.
update it to 3. Then boom, boom, boom. So he shot. They shot. He has not shot. Do I want to clink it into that tank? Actually, weapon profiles. So actually, this is a 38. Does that reach your tank speed?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, cool. So we will wait. We're gonna shoot these two into that squad right there. 2d6 shots. 5
All
shots.
updated now.
Sorry, you're going over here?
Yeah.
Top
Okay.
of 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hitting on.
So it looks
3.
like he dropped that
Rolling
Manticore.
fails. These are 2 rerolls because they're 2 separate
No, it
units.
did go away.
Yeah, he's got everything in charge range. The other one.
Yep. Yeah, T3.
This might be the
So you
death
got
blow
Yeah,
turn.
4
I think
saves at no AP,
Ryan
no
might be
cover.
close to by the end of this turn. Close to it.
Lose 2.
Lose 2.
I dare say I think this is the most
That's fine. We're gonna have to
decisive
shoot the other 2 into
Warmaster
them.
game we've seen, huh?
Really
I
didn't
think it
want to
is.
do that, but
You
you forced my hand.
I'm trying to think back if we had anything else that was like this.
2d6 into them.
Usually they've been pretty close. You get to the end there,
I'll
and
take
you
it.
know, it's within
Yeah.
10, 15 points of each other. But
Well, the cool thing as they escalate, it starts to get more and more
So one gone,
competitively even.
and hey!
But you know, we're kicking off as the first round. I feel like this is the if any time this is going to happen, it's going to be in this kind of thing.
right.
These are plasma dudes, right?
Yeah, both squads have 3
Just
plasma
real
guns, I
quick,
think.
while they are doing their thing,
No,
just
two.
want to remind
The big
everybody,
squad only has
could you
2.
be the next Warmaster?
And then you got
We
3
will
in the
be
other.
selecting another contestant this weekend. So go ahead and go scan that QR code, go to that URL.
So he's
Sign up
42 inch
today.
range.
I've got a new option
so
on there
he's
where you,
going
when you
to-
sign
these
up,
two
you
dudes
will
are gonna
be
shoot
in the
into
pool
them.
until
Yep.
the
Hitting
end
on
of this
threes.
year.
Abuse.
They both
That
hit.
is awesome. Yeah, give it a
Moving on
shot.
twos.
It's really fun. It's cool to kind of
one
play
goes
on the
through,
whole
and
stream
it's dead.
experience, you know, in a more like
Just sarge.
officially streamed game. And I mean, let's be real, man. It's fun if you make it.
Yeah.
If he
There's a lot
doesn't
at stake.
die, that's going to be depressing.
Get your chance to put your name up on the big board.
Then he's going to shoot into.
I'd really like to have a Warmaster showdown here at the end of the year. We'll see if we only have.
Seeming like it's hard to do. It's
Yeah,
good.
actually, he can shoot
Well, I mean, if we just have Logan and
6, hitting on
Daniel,
3s.
The
there you
game.
go.
These fail. Then wounding on
We
2.
should have them fight, but have other people choose their lists.
4 saves.
Or all the
No
other
AP.
parameters.
Oops. Sorry, where am I?
Logan fights. We'll get the same leaders on the table.
Right.
Hey, all right.
Wow. You guys are resilient. little
Imperial armor there.
Right? So 42 inches. Yeah, that's fine. He's gonna shoot his shots there. I really wanted to shoot. Actually, they can do their shots over there and pray that we kill it. So, actually, let's clink it. So that's those dudes are gonna shoot into that tank.
The tank?
Yep. So 4 shots hitting on 2s. They all hit. Wounding on 6s. There, yeah, 6s.
No!
Yes, 1. Then I'll reroll 1. So 1 at -3.
Yep. 6. No! Doesn't blow up. Yes. A ninja star.
Well, there goes.
hit the
Shuriken
driver.
cannon into that tank.
Or hit the
It
gas
was a
tank,
long
whatever
shot,
you want
but
to
it's
call
shot
it.
that counted.
Now I don't feel as bad dumping him. And so these dudes, these 4 shots into these guys, hitting on 3s.
Were the pulse lasers?
Yeah, pulse lasers. Ooh, that was a bad roll. So they
Yeah, all the
2
tank
hit,
commanders off the table,
wounding on
1
2s.
Manticore left, a few scattered infantry.
Roll 1. So
Yeah.
2 at -2.
Yep.
6s.
Yeah, 2 of them dead. Then he's
There
going to
goes
shoot
the
into the
Scions in the
unit
middle.
of 3 over here. Actually, yeah, 1 unit of 3, right? 42 inches.
What do you got? So you got 6 guys here. They're all those guardsmen are 1 unit.
Okay,
There's
and
just
then-
3 plasmas, and then all those guys are 1 unit with
There's
2
2
plasmas.
Yes, we're going to shoot into one with 3 plasmas.
Yep.
I will spend a CP to make his hits exploding.
Gross.
So he hits on 2s. Every hit is an extra hit, and a 6 is 2 additional hits. So
Got
it's
it.
3 hits.
Got it.
So he gets 3 shots, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. So that's going to be 3-6 total, then rerolling 1s. Ugh. So this turns into 2 additional. that turns into 2 additional. Strength 7 to your T3. So winning on 2 is re-rolling all the wounds. All wound rolls of 1.
Yeah.
And then these are just flat 2 AP, 1 damage each.
And I'm into the guardsmen over here, right?
Yes. These
Okay, yeah. So they're how many do they have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No.
So I go down 3 CP.
They're starting to go away.
Yep.
Well,
Go
they're
down.
not starting. They're continuing.
Continuing to go away.
That's what I've been trying
Although,
to figure
man,
out.
Yeah, I hit the little
all this makes me
arrow
just.
and then up.
I want to
So
try
they
playing
shot, they
Astra
shot. You're
Militarum.
gonna have battle shock here.
I love Astra
He
Militarum. It
ran,
was the second
but
army
he
I
has
ever
a
played.
pistol, so it doesn't
First one
matter.
was Craftful Delvar.
They did all that.
I
I
own
don't
him.
think I can shoot with anything
yeah?
else.
I have
This guy
about
should've-
I have like 1,000 points. I've got
So about 700 guardsmen.
Plasmas are there.
about 40 guards.
They have shrieking pistols, 1 shot each. 1, 2, 3,
I
4,
love that. Yeah,
5.
I love Astra Militarum.
Oh, they're not fusion?
No.
Special
Oh, I'm
Forces
sorry. They are
I've got a whole
fusion.
bunch
Okay,
of them.
1, 2, 3,
It's
4,
just so
5.
hard to play them right
4.
now.
One of them
Go
is
up
a
against
shuriken.
these really meta competitive.
Yeah, we're gonna go
opponents
for the plasma
You
dudes.
don't
So
have good
4
hits.
shots.
Just a lot of stuff.
Hitting on 3s.
I would love to see that freeboot
Plasmas for you.
Freebooter versus
Wounding on
what?
2s.
versus Astra. I play Catastrophe.
2 go through, so
How
2
it
are
goes.
dead.
Do you go first?
And then the 1
You got
shrieking
to. If you
pistol.
don't, you're just done.
If you don't go first, just scoop.
Yeah, you just instant scoop.
Because like
Charges.
those planes and everything else.
The,
All right,
Or you
later.
just
gonna
put all
charge
of
into
your
this unit right
guards
there.
in strategic reserve.
I think that's on my shooting. Shot.
I think they're like 1
So,
power level
yeah.
or 2 power level or something.
Right, so
per-
all 60 or 90 of them or whatever you take, they're not on the table.
So yeah, he's gonna come in over here.
Just the vehicles.
2,
Yeah, you say that, and then
3.
turn 2, you're gonna have Buddha's zoning out the entire
He's
board
gonna
edge
charge into them.
of the entire.
Can
all the
always
board
come
edges.
on yours.
Oh, that's right, you can.
Man, what is up with these 4s? Boom. If you wanna come
Or
over
you
here,
just
that's fine.
play
They're
guard
gonna
style,
charge
like
in there.
Armageddon style. Just all right, let them come. You go first.
They are getting in there.
You still lose.
You go
Boom.
first,
They
and
are
all your
going
tanks
to
destroy all their
charge,
vehicles. Then you.
Then you
maybe-
win.
Then you win.
This one's gonna charge into Yarick and the Whirlwind.
These
the,
guys?
The bikes, the 2 bikes
These guys.
are charging.
You
into-
could
actually,
do-
before we do that, we're gonna charge with the Hornet into
Mechanized guard with all
into
tanks and all
the,
guys' vehicles?
Whirlwind.
That actually has play, I think.
Okay, that's fine.
It would be
defensive
easy
gunners.
for them to kill chimeras.
Just because I don't think it's going to live very long.
Problem being,
So that'll
chimeras
cost me
are
2, so
pretty
we'll be down
overpriced
to
for what they
1.
do.
I think they're starting to. They're,
So we down to
they're
1.
coming back a little bit. I mean, with what you're seeing out there, like, you know,
I gotta look it up, but aren't they like 80 points or something for the whole?
11,
yeah, but the hole's not bad. It's 2-7, 12 wounds, right? With 3 up save.
Man,
Yeah.
Overwatch is
Bad,
But then you're
better
also-
than a rhino. Same cost.
You know, if I could have overwatched
Sharing
those
50
bikes and
55
knocked them
points
out,
on
I
it.
think I could have had some more.
Or whatever.
Leeway.
80
Yeah,
points.
it's just without
They do
like
the
a
same
counter-charging melee unit,
Right,
I
right.
can't clear
Right,
anything,
right.
you know? And with everything being blast, it's just.
Oh, and that's what I was going to comment about earlier. The Valkyries. I love Valkyries.
5?
Really
Yeah.
great looking model and all that
5
stuff.
was
But
the
man,
AP on them?
feel they're
2.
overpriced.
2, so these
Maybe.
are 5.
They're good into Buddhist.
Why?
Anything that
Why is
makes
that?
orcs -1.
Okay. minus
9,
1.
12 damage.
So,
Yeah,
and they have
14
12.
wounds. They have more wounds than a Lumen Russ.
They're good,
That was
and they have decent
sacrificial
weapons to
lamb.
do that. So I think that they're pretty solid.
Yeah, he did his
Okay, I think they're better now that
Bikes are
heavy
going to
bolters got
charge
upgraded.
into Yarick and
I think
And
they're
they
good.
don't take the move hit penalty.
Yeah, I wonder. Well, you can only have two
So we're
two
just
flyers,
gonna
right,
go into
per
Yarick there.
per detachment.
Yeah.
I think that's right
hit
now.
them both.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's
It'd be
fine.
really
They're
interesting to do
transports.
like an
They're not
airborne.
flyer
Then
flyers.
we're gonna
Which one?
smack
Wait, let me look it
bikes
up.
into your troop dude.
Yeah, are they
into
transports?
your
That would be
leader
cool.
in there.
These
You
guys?
can include
Okay.
them in. No, they've got to take them with a flyer.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could take 2 detachments with 4 of them and some guard inside and be fun, and some tank commanders.
Yeah,
So like an airborne style.
I'm just gonna put them up here.
yeah, that's fine.
Or okay, I'll just put them here. We'll see.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, and I
You say
think,
they're in, they're not on
yeah, I get you.
You can have 3 of them
So
in a
outside
platoon.
of that, I think we
I
go
did not
into
know that.
combat.
That's awesome.
You only have 1
I
CP,
only
so
own
you
one,
can't
so I didn't know
interrupt. So we're gonna do
That
3,
is awesome.
6 hits into
That's-
Yarick.
what's that,
Cool.
6?
We can kill the dude.
Yeah, you get 6, and then you could put units of guard in each one.
Strength 4, T4. So
That's pretty
4s.
good.
You got 2 saves at -1.
4 up invuln?
But they are 120 points for the whole.
Oh no.
That's
All
not
right.
bad either.
Ready for the
good.
pain.
No. Give me a 2.
The health strikes missiles are free.
I don't even want a 1. I just want a 2.
No!
I'll take a 1.
I can't
It's similar to a
CP
damage jab, but the rolls different. That's not transport.
Yeah.
And it hits on 5s.
So that scores me another 1.
You can get them hit on 3s.
assassinate.
The Valkyries? Yeah.
If they hover and don't move, They get the gunship bonus.
Oh, and you didn't get the other tank commander, so you're max.
Yeah, roving gunship.
That's right. 3, 6,
If
9.
you hover in the movement phase, add 1 to all hit rolls. Oh,
There.
I guess you can move now. So
Assault,
yeah,
I'm gonna
if
get
you're
it
just in
right
hover mode,
now,
you get
I
+1 to hit.
We'll see.
And because you don't have the
He has
-1,
one, you have 2 on the
Yeah,
unless he kills
he
you
kills.
somehow.
Yeah, unless I don't kill him and he kills me, then we're in trouble.
Could happen.
It could. It
good.
could.
It's gonna change
So we're gonna do over there because I want to see now.
Standard
3,
is
4,
a
5,
multi-laser
3, 4, 5.
and the Hellstrike.
These guys are hitting
Almost
on
always just
threes.
0 AP. Decent amount of shots.
Heavy 3.
No rerolls,
Heavy 3.
'cause,
And then what are the missiles?
nobody
Hellstrike, you get 2 of them. They're heavy 1,
strength
strength 8,
3.
AP -2, D6.
So
T3.
T3, so 4 ups.
Except it says roll 2 dice with
no
inflicting
AP.
damage with this weapon and
Or 1
discard the
damage.
lowest result.
Oh, that's good. So reliable.
Oh, yeah, he's
Alright, cool. Then the big boy himself, we are around 3, so he gets
3 extra attack.
3 extra
No, I think that's
attacks,
good.
Base 5, I believe it is.
Got it.
So then he
For
gets
15 points, you can add 2 heavy
hitting on
bolters.
2s.
That doesn't suck.
You can swap out the multi-laser for a
wounding on
Velazqez,
2s,
which I don't
rolling
think
off
is
field
super worth
wounds.
it.
No.
You can swap the Hellstrikes for...
Because it's strength 6. No, 3, 4.
I thought there was
Yeah, strength 6. So,
the Hellfire missile, but I don't see
2,
the
4,
thing on the data
6,
sheet anymore.
7 at -3. I'm gonna double check it. I want to say it's double 3.
If they're
Yeah,
3,
he's
they're
got like a rocket pod.
They're gone.
Yeah, let me double check this Twilight thing.
I like them.
Twilight Fang is +2 strength, so he was only 5 strength.
Oh,
so
so
it was,
on
I'm
the
gonna re-roll
threes.
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
just because 3, 6, 8. So hitting on 2s, a little bit better for you.
And then wounding on 3s.
And then wounding on 3s, re-rolling off failed wounds. So 2,
There's that
4,
Troop Master going in there,
2,
shredding infantry, as he does.
5, 6 saves that.
Plus he's put out a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
What's even left?
Let's see. We've got
Then the troops over there.
a couple dudes here. I think they're
Oh, he's gonna.
2 guys
I can
over
consolidate
here.
now, right? Mm-hmm. He's gonna consolidate in this way so that he's within
I think
6
that's
of
it.
them, so they get their
Unless there's
rerolls.
something in buildings or
So
stuff I don't see.
2, that's
There's
1
still
troop,
a Manticore, isn't there?
Yeah,
troops,
but
With 2 wounds.
3 troops,
Forever tagged.
4 troops.
But I mean, if that's the only thing that survives this combat phase or the fight phase, might as well just call it because
Handshake.
Yeah. Alright, wounding on 4s, rerolling off failed wounds.
Yep. Yeah. What are you trying to say?
Then it's 2, 4, 6, 8.
Yep. Yeah. No AP, though, right?
No,
Yeah.
and they're just gonna consolidate on the objective.
Yep, there goes the last of the guardsmen there.
And
Pushing up on 4, that's going to give him control of every objective.
3, 6, 9,
and this game
Into
probably rolls
the-
to a
12. 3,
very big
6,
spread.
12.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll pick him up.
Oh, yeah.
He's got. He's dead.
He's dead. I don't think I have any more fighting to do.
Yep.
So,
I gotta slap you with the mana core real quick. 1 hit. Wounds.
so 4 up.
Go.
Battle shock over there.
Yep.
And
He
then
leaves and then he leaves. Alright.
Cool, guys. Well, those guys had enough.
Just
and they're
abandon
out.
me now. They're just gonna move up real quick.
yeah.
there are still
These
some
guys are gonna move
scions.
up real quick.
Yep.
That was a precision move right
These
move
guys.
there. It was exactly
6. It's
precision.
fine.
I'm just trying to
Because that
rod.
doesn't help me score anything or anything. All I'm gonna do is drop here and rod.
Okay.
So I just get the 2 for rod.
There's still more.
I think they just came in from reserves.
Right,
Cool.
that's what I'm saying.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
There was more.
Cool.
Wow.
Good game, man.
Good game,
Oh.
man. Yeah, not killing them on the Overwatch is really what.
Yeah. Well, it's just so
It's hard.
like.
Well,
They're so fast.
That did not play out
Yeah,
anything like
and
I thought it was
can't
going to.
stream
No, I mean, yeah, that was kind of a rough game.
It's tough.
It's just. Yeah. I don't know what. I don't know what I
At the beginning, I thought it could have gone either way. Daniel took a very aggressive posture, ran in there, even without a really good firing phase the first time around, he got in there, got those bikes up into Ryan's lines, and they never died. They are still there on the board. So
I think that was the major effect there. I think that was the craziness. That's just kind of what was going on.
all right,
Dudes.
so we've got the contestants in here today, or we're in here right now.
So let's talk about it. Wild game. Definitely didn't go down the way that anybody predicted.
Yeah.
Pretty wild. So let's start out with it. Ryan, thoughts on the game? What were you feeling like was kind of like really the key factor there?
Yeah, I mean, a couple things. One, I mean, I knew it was going to be a hard game against Harlequins. I think they fit into a lot of things that Guard are not great at. Like, you can't screen against them because they fly. They're really fast. And they're oddly, like, really tanky with those invulns. Like, without mortal wounds, there's not, you just got to rely on volume, which Guard have, so you have a chance always. I thought, I didn't get first turn, which I usually want with this army. He got first turn, but his dice like abandoned him first turn.
Yeah.
They were really bad. So I was like, oh, and he had to come out.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like I have
Game
a
on.
chance now.
Yeah.
Like I'm good. And there was some target selection errors, I think, but my shooting was all right, but it just didn't knock out enough stuff.
Yeah.
And once they're in, there's nothing you can do. That's it.
Right. Yeah. No, I felt like one of the pivotal moments was when you chose to leave your tank commander in combat with those bikes. What was kind of the thought process there? What were you thinking? What was the reason you were like, I'm not getting out of here and I'm going to shoot these bikes? Or you kind of stayed stuck in there, and I was confused. What was the play?
Yeah, you're talking about the very first one that was up there. Yeah. So I can't shoot him out of there with that guy. So I'm like, all right, well, I can fall back and focus on that. But there were only 3 bikes left, I think, there.
Yeah.
And I had all these other threats coming. So my main thing was, well, I'll leave him in with that tank commander and sacrifice him. I got to keep the mana cores clear so they can try and shoot some other stuff. But it was just I couldn't. It was just pick your poison. It's like.
And then did they fall back out of combat, or did they just get the job done and just roll?
They fell back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They eventually fell back, and then something else shot him. But with all the, you fall back and shoot, fall back and charge.
Yeah, that's
There's
the
a
thing.
lot of movement
And that's what we were talking about. I'm
shenanigans.
like, man, I've had it happen to me before, where it's like you're playing a game and you look at stuff in a standard game of 40K, but you don't. Harlequins don't play by anybody's rules,
Yeah.
so it's annoying. So you're
Yeah,
like, all right,
definitely.
I was like, I feel like you left that guy stuck in, and you're like, all right, those guys are there. They're not going to fall back, so you can swing at a tank. That's sweet. And then they were like, yeah, we're just going to leapfrog off your tank and go hit everything you don't want me to hit.
Yeah. Drop
You know?
mortal wounds and then tie up other stuff. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, maybe if I had that 200 infantry list guard,
Right.
I could have done some more. But
Some stuff was going right too. I mean, launching the dudes to the middle was working. The Scion reinforcements were okay.
Yep.
Did some damage there. It was actually pretty good. I just think that at that point it was kind of the fire base you needed to take away a little bit had kind of gone that way, right?
Yeah, I think with deep striking that many units, if you don't go first and you take a punch on that like early in the game, it's like you got 500, 600 points that's not involved. And
Yeah.
if you get hit hard on that because his second the top of 2 was brutal.
Yeah.
And then I had all these guys coming in, but they're like, "Where's our friends?" Like they're all
Right. So yeah, and Double Z. So you took a really aggressive posture. We were kind of considering what was going to go on, and we were like, man, this game's really going to be interesting. Are they going to play iffy, or are they going to go head to head? And you came out and you did the Mighty Ducks flying V over the center, and you're like, you're not getting in here. And then the bikes went in and everything kind of happened, and you just took a super aggressive, posture, which a lot of times Harlequins can either be real standoffish and try to pick off small stuff. And I don't know if I've actually seen a lot of guys go as head on as you did. Did you feel? What were your thoughts behind that? What was the kind of the game plan?
So, the reason I was so aggressive is because I knew if I played passive round 1, he was just going to get full volume of shots at whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
And especially because of the way I deployed, I couldn't hide everything the way I wanted to hide it. He at the beginning of the game, he and I kind of went back and forth, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to pick sides, and I'm going to pick this side, which was the side I wanted to deny him. Mm-hmm. So when he picked that side, that's when I thought, I can't hide enough of my units. He's going to be able to move a tank commander. I have to get to the middle to score my objectives. I have to stop him from scoring this middle objective. So that, luckily in this list, I'm running those 2 units of bikes. So with those 2 units of bikes, I can throw one in there as a sacrificial lamb, which was the first 5 bikes that I
That was
tossed
not a
in there.
sacrificial lamb.
Well,
That was a wrecking ball.
in my head, it was gonna die.
Yeah.
It should have died, to be honest.
Right.
And when it didn't die, that was just bonus points for me.
Yeah.
So, and I knew I needed to get close enough so that round 2, I could hit those mana cords, I could hit those tank commanders, because if I give him more than 2 turns of shooting,
Yeah, you start to go away.
I'm just gone. So had he gone first, I probably would have been in a really bad spot because I wasn't going to reach him turn 1. I have to push out. He's going to swarm me. So me getting the first turn, I had to be aggressive with it. Normally I would play passive, but with his avoiding line of sight with the
Right, you both hit indirect.
yeah, so I couldn't stay back. I had to play aggressive. Either it was going to go well for me, which it really didn't. That turn 1, I was sweating.
Yeah,
I rolled 0. I think I rolled 1 mortal wound
We watched it. It was bad.
with the bike. So I was already sweating there, but I said I'm going to charge in the bikes into his infantry, slow him down from getting to the middle. He's going to trickle in, and I can handle it as a trickle in. I screened him out. I knew that the guys were coming out turn 2. I didn't want him on my end of the board.
Yeah, the turn 2 screening was brutal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
which was well done.
Yeah.
Very well done.
I had to pull back that the Hornet, even though I didn't want to, but I didn't want his Scions popping on that side. Literally, the Warp Spiders did absolutely nothing but zone out that back point.
Right.
And so I just knew and it was going to boil down to how well he rolled, how well I rolled. Because I just, as a Harlequin player with indirect and as strong as he's wounding me on 2s, I just needed to.
Yeah, that must have felt nice.
It was not
And it was interesting. I think that the biggest thing in this game, as far as like the biggest importance and point of emphasis, would have been like target priority for both of you guys. Because like one mistake in the order of merit and something super catastrophic lives. I think that was the tip. As far as that goes, both ways. Either like you didn't drop something that was super catastrophic and you just get destroyed,
Right.
Or vice versa. So
Yeah.
interesting game, super interesting game. I thought it was interesting when you both took direct assault. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
here we go. So this is
Yeah.
gonna be wild. Interesting game. So final thoughts, guys. Final thoughts.
Overall, like I said, I give a lot of credit to this list from Kyle. He and I talked a little bit before going into this game.
The Kyle Perry.
Yeah, the Kyle Perry. He kind of gave me some pointers. I also in the chat realized when I was talking to him, I think it was yesterday, I think it was today before the game, that the Jester can still actually shoot when he's in the
it's open top.
transport. Yeah. So for the last probably like 20 games that I
You
played
weren't doing
Harlequins, I've never shot with him inside the transport. And it didn't click until today.
That's
so
Eldar stuff, man.
Yeah. And but outside overall, I think it honestly just went the way I needed it to go with turn priority and with the way he rolled in his first turn of killing things. I just got a little bit lucky with his rolls on the dice with my save rolls. Target priority, I think I told you before we went into the game that I was hoping he would hit my Hornets.
And he shot the Hornets.
And he shot the Hornets.
Yeah, we talked about that actually in the beginning.
Yeah, so I was happy with him shooting the Hornets. Honestly, that was probably the priority, the only priority error that I think I would have made, or that he made in that game. Outside of that, he was pretty much shooting what he should be shooting. But yeah, outside of that, I got some good charges in. That one. The Overwatch. Oh man. In the back when he Overwatched, I didn't realize they have the stratagem to hit on 5s.
Yeah.
And then he hits me like 4 times, and I'm just like, oh. And then he wounds me on 2s, and I have like 4 saves to make. He wiped that unit. Completely different game.
Right.
I managed to roll 3 4-ups.
Well, yeah, because then
they were just there.
Then the thing is, you're taking the damage that you've been able to lock up the whole game.
Yep.
And that was the cat and mouse game.
Yeah, and that was probably the turning point of the game that just let it snowball out of control, in my opinion. Because if he would have killed those 2 dudes, he would have just been free reign destroying everything.
What do you think, Ryan? What are you feeling?
Just got to have like a melee counterattack unit to just clear stuff off like that. And I don't know. I mean, I like the Scions; they're great, but I think kind of what you were saying is leaning too heavy into them can definitely be a trap.
Yeah, we were talking about it. I think that, dude, I'm liking Valkyries these days, man. Those are good,
Yeah.
and then just dropping just regular dudes. But I mean, I like your list as well. So I mean, it's just
it's
an
fun to
interesting
play.
one.
Just really rough matchup, and he played it really well. I think like I was definitely, all the reports I see and the people that I play Harlequins against. They do play that cagey kind of. They'll pop out over here and pop it over there, and I'm like, well, that's
how I
great.
play,
I can
yeah.
lose a
You
tank
just expect
commander.
there's a bowling ball in
Right.
Yeah, but he just came straight out, and I was like, well, I can't.
You're playing
straight, like,
You're playing Blood Angel Quins.
Yeah, so it's like I send my guardsmen out. I'm like, well, I can't. They stand there. The guys fly right over. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, bye, see ya.
Yeah, that's so
yeah,
annoying, dude. And it's like,
brutal.
we were talking about it too, the mental fatigue playing against and probably playing as Harlequins, man. It's like, dude, there's so much like 4D chess going
Oh
on.
yeah,
Like,
you're playing your own game.
I'm like, okay, dude, this guy's in there. There's like a million different moves he can make that a normal army can't make. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, he's gonna fall back and shoot me. Wait, I thought he was locked up. Oh no, like,
Yeah,
you know, so it's like,
not having. I mean, having the blast on all the tanks hurts when they get locked up. It makes you want to
it makes you want to put some heavy bolters.
put the sponsons on.
Yeah, right.
right.
But like that's
it's
the only use case for
there's
having
another 30
yeah.
points. It's like, oh, now your tank commanders are 1,000 points almost
Hey,
for
man.
3 of them. It's,
put them up there. They're the workhorse.
yeah,
They're the
whole army
workhorse.
anyway, so. No, but great game. Yeah.
Yeah, good game, guys. Enjoy it. Ryan, valiant attempt. No shame in the
Appreciate it.
in the attempt. You're getting in there. Daniel, can you run it 2-0?
Oh man.
We will see in 2
Yeah,
weeks.
we're gonna
huh?
find out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Appreciate
hoping.
having you. All right, so once again, thank you to our chat. Thanks to everybody for watching the Warmaster Challenge. Everything is developing as we go. It's evolving. It's turning into even better than it was the time before and the time before that. So the evolution is great to watch. We also very much welcome chat input and any improves and any stuff that we can do better to make you guys enjoy the experience more. It's constant evolution. It's a work in progress, and we completely appreciate the participation. As you guys all seem to know, and if you don't know, every other Thursday is when we do the Warmaster Challenge streams. If you're in the OBG Discord, the XPZ Discord, or any of the other associated Discords, we'll put out the notifications for you as well. But every 2 Thursdays, you got a Warmaster Challenge. We will do the drawings. Eric draws randomly on the weekend prior or post. So keep an eye out. We'll see who the next opponent to try to dethrone Double Z here is going to be. And stop by OBG if you get a chance. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, participants. Signing
Thank
off.
you.
Thanks, guys.